Hey, what is going on, guys? What is going on? I hope everyone's having a good morning. We are back today on another live stream, free agency day 8 reaction, and yeah, I'm pretty pumped, guys. Like it's been a rocky road so far in free agency, but kind of waiting for that third wave of free agency, see what's going on with some of these players that are left right now. You still got OBJ that's left. Bobby Wagner's still out there. Tyra Matthews, Honey Badger's still out there as of right now. So to see where these guys go. And, if you guys didn't check out, I did make a video last night, well, pretty much into today, this morning, on pretty much the cap situation for the Eagles and how the Eagles really don't have much cap and, the draft. And, there's a lot that goes into when we're trying to acquire free agents. If, these players want too much money. I mean, at this point, the Eagles cannot afford a lot of people right now. And, when you freed up, $12 million for big play Slay, you only gave you about 24 million left. You need $10.5 million for your draft, your undrafted free agents. So at this point, you really don't have enough, and you got to figure it out from there. So that's the way it goes with that. But I appreciate everybody coming in today on a Monday morning. Marcus, what's going on, man? Appreciate it. Lucio, what's going on, bro? Kiko, what's going on? Yo, Desert Eagle, what's going on? He says 15th. What's going on, bro? Elliot Petoskey, what's going on, man? Bird's Eye View, what's going on, bro? J Funk, Dank Squad. Yo, Takeem, what's going on? Marcus, what's going on, man? Hope everyone's having a good day today. So first of all, I want to go through some of the rumors that we did see. Tyra Matthews, Honey Badger. So there's rumors out there right now that the Colts are looking at him, and that there's rumors out there that Tyra Matthews is pretty much deciding between the Colts and the Cowboys right now. We all know the Cowboys have been trying to get some big moves happening. Cowboys really haven't done much in free agency whatsoever. It's been pretty quiet besides them trying to, re-sign some guys and move some guys around. They lost some guys this year, but they re-signed some players. So it's been kind of dry with them, and they're trying to make some type of splash. I thought they were going to try to acquire Davonte Smith. We heard Bobby Wagner. We heard they were even with Von Miller before he signed with the Bills on that long-term deal. I thought the Cowboys were really trying to, sign a veteran linebacker. But I think after they re-signed Van Der Esch back, unfortunately with Van Der Esch, he's injury prone. I mean, he's concussion prone. He's got a lot of concussions already in his rookie contract. So it's been kind of crazy. Jim Neutron, Joshua Stewart, Eddie Price, what's going on? Rock the Artist, bro. What's going on? Steve H says Eagles at Kenny Pickett Pro Day. Well, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that they're at his pro day at all. So, we interested in Landry. I don't even think we're interested in him either. I mean, Landry might want more money. I think that's a whole nother thing with him. I think he actually just wants more money. I wouldn't even go after him, honestly. And I know you have Julio Jones out there. I get it. But I think there's a lot more to it than going after a guy like that. I don't know if that's the answer. At this point, I don't think. Look, if the Eagles don't get a wide receiver in free agency, I think the Eagles will actually get a wide receiver in the first round. Not really what I want, but realistically, in a perfect world, I think Eagles will go Jordan Davis, Devontae Wyatt, I think they'll go either with the 15th or 16th. They'll go Devontae Wyatt, or they go Jordan Davis, and then they go Nakobe Dean. I think that's realistically what they're going to do. I'm not kidding, and I'm saying a linebacker because I think that's what they want to do this year. I really do. If not, I can see a wide receiver, defensive tackle in this draft. That's what I see pretty much happening as of right now. Roy says Matthew or Wagner, and I'll be happy, or both if possible. Matthew would be my first choice. I wanted us to draft him back then. Devin says, at this point, trade for a wide receiver, sign time, draft the rest of the holes. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm pretty much looking for right now. I mean, look, the Eagles tried to sign Marcus Williams. I mean, the Eagles tried to sign Marcus Williams. It didn't work, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So they were close to that number. They just didn't get there with that number. So Steve H says, if he goes to the Cowboys, that's how I know he's overrated. Now Dave says, Cowboys signed James. Yeah, they have James Washington. Dante Fowler signed on their defensive line, which Dante Fowler's washed, like beyond washed. I even made a video on him. Maybe if the Eagles want him in a rotation just to try him out in training camp. If he doesn't, like, if there's guys doing better than him, I would just cut him. So he was going to be he was going to be pretty cheap regardless on that front. Josh Stewart says Matthew or Wagner. I'm good either or. Fillion says please don't draft a QB in the first round. I don't think so. None of these quarterbacks are worth first round material. Rock R said we're not getting Kenny Pickett. Right? I don't know. We're not getting a quarterback. I don't care. Look, I know they followed Malik Willis all over the Senior Bowl. I know if Kenny Pickett, they're at their pro day. They're just gonna show up to do their due diligence on quarterbacks, but I don't think they're actually gonna draft one unless it's like the third round. Maybe they'll get a Carson Strong or something like that. Isaac says, yo, what's going on, man? Jim says, I can't wait to break my TV at Howie's draft picks. Well, hopefully it's not going to happen. I have a good feeling it might not happen this year. You think we'll trade for a wide receiver? I think, look, if they're not signing anybody, I think they're trying to trade for somebody. I mean, something. I mean, at this point, I don't know what they're doing, but if the Eagles tried to trade for Calvin Ridley, if Howie tried to trade for Calvin Ridley, I have a feeling that they're going to at least try to acquire something to trade. They're going to try to acquire somebody that's on a probably last year of his contract, and that's going to be cheap, and you have to give up less compensation. That's going to be productive. I don't know. It's going to be interesting what they do now. Bill says, Eagles, what's going on, man? Joshua says, are they going to use all 3 picks in the first? I don't think they are. I think they're going to move back. I think they're going to trade back one of those picks. I don't see them doing it. I never saw them doing it when they got those 3 first rounders. So, I mean, it would be great, but that's 3 guys you got to pay, Steve H says, Joey, I don't care. Pickett is better passer than Hurts. I'm down the ride with Hurts for another year, but he is a better passer. He might be. As of right now, he might be. You know what I mean? Yo, what's going on? Athena, I can't read that. Athena Cast. If I say it the wrong way, I do apologize. Limit Cost says Nakobe Dean would be a stud for us. I just saw we were interested in for Bleeding Green. Yeah, no, I think they literally have. I think Nakobe Dean they have a lot of interest in. I'm not kidding. I think they do. I'm not even talking about just seeing him on mock drafts. I think the Eagles are invested in some Georgia players this year. I mean, you go to Georgia's pro day, that's a really good sign. Okay. I think they have Devonte White on a pre-draft visit. They have Jordan Davis on a pre-draft visit as of right now. So it should be interesting. Let's see. Carolina Panthers are doing something here. Danielle Hunter's still available at edge rusher as well. They could make another move like that if they really wanted to. We just at their pro day because they're the Eagles. They're always going to be weighing in their options, but I don't see us taking Pickett at all. Not an impressive arm, not incredibly athletic either. Because Marcus, you broke your TV over good picks. I say it's better to try and trade for a wide receiver. Appreciate it, Royce. Appreciate it, bro. Dalvin Rich says, I think Garrett Wilson is the best receiver in this class. I like Garrett Wilson a lot, but I like Trayvon Burks as well. I like Chris Olave. I like Chris Olave as well as Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. So I think Chris Olave would have been the. I think obviously he was supposed to be what Jalen Reagor was supposed to be. Detroit said, nah, if we get a QB, it will be next year. Phillian says, we got to trade for DK. Why wouldn't Seattle want the 19th pick for him straight up? He's not going to want to play here without a legit QB. I mean, they might be acquiring a QB right now. They might be trying to acquire one. I wouldn't doubt it. You know what I mean? Mark was only a Reagor pick. Do you see Howie using all 3 picks? No, definitely not. Deon Domingo says, in a perfect world, we require a wide receiver via trade or free agency and draft a DL linebacker DB with our first 3 rounders. Grab a solid OG in the second, and we are good. I mean, yeah, they might. I mean, but look, I don't think they're picking. I don't think they're using all 3 picks. I mean, they're probably not going to do that. Probably not. They need to trade back to get more picks for 20. At least if they try to get maybe a second round this year, it'd be nice. We'll see what happens. If they get a first and a second next year, I'll be happy, whether it's next year or trying to get a second this year while still trying to acquire a first in 2023. Louis Costello got you. Yeah, Rager was a terrible pick a few years ago. Devin says, I could see Howie taking Ojabo in the second round like Dickerson. They were in love with him. Yeah, I mean, they could, yeah, but the difference is that this is a month before the draft. Okay, and Dickerson got hurt a year prior to getting drafted. So there's a huge time gap. It's not the same because it's a big time gap. So this injury is very significant, right before a month before the draft. So Showstopper says, I just want Devin Lloyd, bro, and Jordan Davis. Also, what's your thoughts on Trevor Penning, kid from New Hampshire? I think kid is a beast. I don't know who Trevor Penning is. Like I said, I haven't covered everybody yet. For what I'm seeing so far is I think Devin Lloyd would be realistic, but I think they have more interest in Nakobe Dean, to be honest with you. Well done production says, what is Matthew market? Are Eagles looking? I don't know what his market is right now. I have no idea. I have no idea how expensive he's going to be. I really don't. Javon says, Joey, call the Eagles front office and see what they're doing. Dude, I wish. You know what I mean? I would love have Dean Lloyd too, bro. Bryce, what's going on, man? Mark says, oh, man, we just got to have a chance at a veteran wide receiver. It would be nice to have someone. Steve A says, Pickett is a better passer than Hurts. Brady says 50-16, a good spot to trade out of the QB needy in a class with a bunch of mid, first, second talent. Bryce says we need linebackers, and I agree. Limit Cost says Davis, Dean, and Garrett Wilson, if not Burks. Brady says, damn, I'm so high. What I said makes no sense. Easy Money says Matt Corral, Pro Day on Wednesday. Oh, boy. We're going to see what happens. See if the Eagles show up there, too. Jim News, can we start just consistency winning our divisions first before we talk about franchise QBs? Well, how are you going to win the division? How are you going to win the division if you don't have a QB? I mean, someone capable at least. Karen Holmes says Camp Corral has a lot of question marks, though. Joshua Stewart says, I believe Howie is waiting to see what players team release before June and maybe get a cheap deal, which is, I think, smart because teams want to save cap. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, no, I think that's part of it. I think that's part of the third wave of free agency because guys are going to become available. And then Howie Roseman could sign some guys that would have been expensive at a certain time of free agency, but now will be a huge drop off. So I think that definitely makes sense in the making. Bryce says we have to move up to get these Georgia players. I mean, we don't have to. I mean, we really don't have to move up. I don't know where Jordan Davis is going to be. No, I think he's going to be top 10. I don't know. I think he's going to be out of the top 10 because I think there's going to be a lot of needs for other teams. So I think he'll be. I think we can actually get him between 12 to 15. Maybe he'll reach us at 15, but I'm not sure though. Steve says, Joey, since Ojabos is injured, who's your guy besides Jordan Davis? I don't know. I don't know what the move is. I don't know if Travon Walker would be the guy, but I mean, as of right now, like he only had 6 sacks. I mean, he played next to Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt, and he only had 6 sacks with Georgia, which kind of worries me a little bit. I don't know how he didn't produce more. So some guys just have really good combines. That's why the combines are hit or miss because some guys have great combines, but then, can't play in the NFL. I'm not saying Travon Walker is going to be bad, but you never know. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I'd go after Travon. Well, I think I would probably go Jermaine Johnson if it was me at this point. I think Jermaine Johnson would be more realistic for me. So I mean, look, I don't mind Travon Walker, but what worries me is he only had like 6 sacks. He didn't produce a lot more than he should have. So that's where I kind of get out of all that. Cameron Holmes says, like Corral, get some mechanical issues for sure. Limicot says, if you draft Dean, you should try and get Wagner for veteran presence. I wouldn't mind it. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind it. Yo, Donnie Beck, what's going on? James Madalena, what's going on? Darius Slade, DK for Rager. Dillard in a first or second has to work. Seattle needs a line and receiver in return. I don't even know if they're interested in trading DK. That's the whole problem. Like, that's a dream trade for me. But I mean, a lot of reports come out, the Eagles, that they should make a trade like that and be aggressive. And I think they should, you know what I mean? I really think they should make a trade like that and be very aggressive. James said, hopefully something gets done. I hope so, man. Karen says, DK Metcalf said he believes in Drew Lock. I don't know about that. I mean, a lot of players are not going to say bad things, so you could be right. I hope nothing happens today. You guys need to learn patience. Eagles Gang says, Joey, have you heard about the Jarvis Landry rumors about us getting him? I haven't heard anything. No, I haven't heard anything. Like us getting him, like, are the Eagles pushing to get him, or is it just like one of those reports where it just says Eagles have had interest on him, but aren't really going to make a push for him. You know what I mean? Like I get it, but we'll see though. I mean, we'll see. Chris Moses says, "Hey Joey, I think we are gaslighting ourselves thinking trade talks for DK even exist. We know Howie don't make moves like that. If he's aggressive, he'll make a move like that. That's what I'm saying. If Chase Claypool's available, because there was rumors about him being on the trade block. I mean, Howie Roseman is calling teams about trades for certain guys. They tried trading for Calvin Ridley. They might try to trade for somebody else. I think they get somebody in a trade more than free agency right now. Because how it looks right now is that I don't think they get Honey Badger. I don't think they get, Bobby Wagner. Maybe I think he's more realistic because I think, Honey Badger is going to be a lot more money. I think they actually are trying to trade. I think that's where the strength of what Howie wants to do is try to trade more than get what's left in free agency. Obviously, we're at third wave of free agency. We're going to do more moves. We're going to have more moves, but right now I think they're trying to trade. Donnie says maybe we get a third for Minshew would be good. Yeah, I wouldn't mind it. I think a third round pick is fair, so I wouldn't mind it. Either money says Cameron false on Corral. Willis says major mechanical issues. Corral is polished, has a rocket armor ready now. Corral 18-1, passing touchdown interception ratio against the best defense. Corral is DK's college QB. Jim says at this start of the season, I just want a solid wide receiver room. I agree. Logan says, I saw your video earlier and I agree. Keep in mind, we are still in the rebuild. We're nowhere near being a contender. I mean, we only made the playoffs because of the 7th seed. I mean, that's pretty much it. And obviously another team had to help us get us in. So when people say, Hurts got us to the playoffs, well, we didn't win the division. Okay. We got into the 7th seed, which obviously the 7th seed didn't exist last year. Well, 2 years ago, I should say. So, I get it. You know what I mean? I definitely get it. Kigo says, if we don't get a receiver before the draft, I could see Treylon Burks, 15, Davis, 16, and Lloyd, 19. Yeah. I don't think, I don't know why everyone thinks we're going to be using all 3 of these picks. I doubt they're going to do it. I doubt they're going to use 3 picks in the first round. Tuesday says, Good Morning Football says, talking about Matt Ryan, most likely trade today because he is owed the roster. Yeah, I don't know. He's trying to get an extension with the Falcons, but I don't know if they're keeping him. I don't know. They might be done with Matt Ryan. So Teo tastes like the most honest vegetable. Easy Money says Willis passed the ball every time before releasing and doesn't have Corral's arm. Eagles getting said Matthew Market is the Colts, Cowboys, Bears, and Eagles. Yeah, well, we'll see what happens with that, bro. We'll see what that. I don't know. I don't know if this is going to be an expensive signing or it's going to be cheap. I mean, time has passed by in free agency, so the longer every day that passes by, the less of the his market will definitely go down sooner or later. It definitely will go down. You know what I mean? Joe Jones says, remember the Bills drafted Willis McGee at first round after he tore his knee in the national championship game. Daniel Hall says there are only a couple guys I want in free agency or trade at receiver: Godwin, Ridley, Lockett, and Landry. I know I left off DK because it's untouchable, and it probably will be. I mean, Lockett is very realistic. No teams. I haven't seen anybody acquire Lockett as of right now. Now, I understand why the Eagles didn't go after Robert Woods either, because number one, he's 30, he's coming off an ACL. Not even that. It only costed a 6th-round pick, but at the same time, he would have cost you $14 million for the year. So because of that, I can see why the Eagles didn't go after it, because they're not going to go acquire a receiver coming off an ACL that's going to get paid $14 million against the cap as of right now. So that's why, that's why all that happens. John Domingo says, but I'd want Sauce or Stingley, though. I mean, we'll see. I don't think they go after corner. I just don't, because the signs are kind of showing right now that they're going after a veteran cornerback. Xavier Rhodes, Patrick Peterson. I just see it differently now. I see it differently. Kyle Hamilton, Devin Lloyd, Garrett Wilson, Olave will be an Eagle. I think one of those guys, I think they're going to get receiver. If they don't get a receiver via trade or free agency, I think they're going after wide receiver defensive tackle. That's what I think. They're going after Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, and they're getting a receiver in the first round. They're getting another weapon for Jalen Hurts. And I wouldn't mind another first-round receiver. I mean, I don't mind it. I'd rather get defensive tackle linebacker. That's what I would like to get. I'd like to get one. I would like to get Nakobe Dean regardless. And at least a defensive tackle. Because, free agent-wise, Fletcher Cox is going to be a free agent after this year. Javon Hargrave is probably going to be a re-signed candidate for the Eagles on a bigger deal. I know he's like 28, 29 or something like that. He's going to be that by the time that happens, but we'll see what happens. John Manson, we need another cornerback opposite of Slay. Agreed. I think they're going to get one. I think it's going to be very easy for them to get one. Well, from what the signs are showing, they're going to get a veteran cornerback. So, you feel like, could you see a trade for Matt Ryan? How upset would I wouldn't. I think he'd be great to go to the Colts or like something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think Eagles should even touch that. You're going to have to give up, you're not going to give up a lot for Matt Ryan, but I just don't want him here. I'm just not interested in having him here. Sid Irvin said, we have a QB. We have to have patience. Isaac Javier says, I want Johnson and Dean. Jim Neutron says, Jalen Hurts says the makings of a franchise quarterback just needs more time, like, if anything. We'll see what happens. I think the Eagles only give him one more year. I think that's it. There's only so much time you can give this guy. And look, I understand there's not much time has passed by, but because of these other signings, because of some of these players we have on this team right now, like Davonte Smith is probably one of the most important ones because, you're going to play Hurts for another couple seasons, and if he's not panning out and he's not really putting the team on his back and he's kind of making the same repetitive mistakes when it comes to his throwing, then it's going to be an issue. Jules Jones says, I think we have the luxury to wait on the stud to rehab, definitely second round or below. James says, I saw a mock draft said the Eagles trade up the Jets and pick and get Gardner. Mock draft said Eagles trade up to the Jets pick and get Gardner. Oh, Sauce Gardner. Yeah, I mean, maybe. I mean, he's going to be a top 10 pick this year. He's going to be a top 10. Let me just put the stream on my phone really quick. I always forget to put the stream on my phone. This is what happens half the time. Okay, we're good to go. All right. He will cause teams to love players who are very skilled but also can play multiple positions. That's why I see Tyler Linderbaum falling. Cameron Owen says, no, it's not fault because I've been watching him for some time. Not saying it shows up on a consistent basis, though. His decision-making isn't terrible, but could be better along with Willis. Slay says, and Dean also is hard. It's hard when there's so many studs. It's tough, man. Like, I think they go after Devin Lloyd. I really do. I think they go after Nakobe Dean, but if it was me, I would go after Devin Lloyd. I like Nakobe Dean a lot. But I think realistically for the Philadelphia Eagles, they will go wide receiver, defensive tackle in the first round. That's what I have them. For me, I would like to go defensive tackle linebacker, but I think they're trying to get another weapon for Hurts. I think they're looking at this free agency market and they're like, no. We can go after a receiver in the first round and get a pick of the litter with all of these guys. Garrett Wilson, Trevon Burks, Jameson Williams. There's a lot of guys. Chris Olave. You have the pick to get some of these guys in the building. I wouldn't hate using all three picks. I don't know. I would love it, but I just don't think – I 100% think they're not going to do it. Not even kidding. The thing also, Landry was almost my plan C of free agency. His impact on the team is not quite as high getting Godwin, Lockett, or DK, but I felt Landry was capable of replacing Rager. I think anybody is at this point, dude. I think anybody's capable of replacing Jalen Rager. So, I agree. You know what I mean? I get it. William McFall says, why people want us to draft so bad? There aren't that many game changers in the draft. Well, on what position? Did Urban says, we have a QB, we just don't have patience. Yeah, I talked about this. I went on a huge rant yesterday about Jalen Hurts and what he has to prove to the fan base and prove to the team. Because if like giving quarterbacks time is one thing, but if Jalen Hurts can't get the simple things right that he should already know and should be already doing in the NFL, and he's not getting that right, that's going to be a problem. What you think about Christian Watson? Oh, I love him. I think he's got route running, he's got catching, he's got a lot of speed. Definitely a second round receiver, second round contender for us to go get. But I don't know. I don't know if the Eagles are going in the second round for a receiver, which is a good thing. The good thing is that these receivers go well into the second round, which is great. So the Eagles, they want to get defensive end, defensive tackle in the first round, or they want to go, linebacker, defensive tackle, and they want to get a receiver later. That's great. I'd be totally fine with that. J.R. said Hamilton and Lloyd. They're definitely getting a D lineman, 100%. I don't think they go safety and cornerback, safety and linebacker. James says on a breaker work. Steve H says I'll take cheaper than DK and a solid veteran. Eugene says just get Beasley for slot and draft Burks. Boom, good. Nah, because I think they're going to keep. I think Quez Watkins. See, why is everyone giving Jalen Hurts a lot of time, but no one wants to give Quez Watkins any time? Where Quez Watkins had 647 yards, would have had over 1,000-yard season this year. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. But Shane Goins says, who do you think is off the team? Rager. I think J-Jaw is the first one gone, just because if they add another receiver, Greg Ward re-signed back. If they add another receiver now. Yeah, I think he's the odd man out. I think that's what's going to happen. What's going on, Matt? J.J. Jefferson Claypool is Barnett at wide receiver. Bill Williams says, what in the draft you'll want so bad? I want a linebacker, like badly. I'm dying for a linebacker this year. I don't care who it is. Like, Eagles could trade up to get maybe Kayvon Thibb, or they could stay at where they are and go draft a defensive tackle and go get your linebacker, back-to-back picks. I think that'd be the smart thing for them to do. Philly Special, what are we going to do at cornerback 2? Resign Nelson or bring in Peterson? I would re-sign Nelson. I mean, that was my original plan. Like, if they're not going after corner, they have no interest in cornerbacks, go re-sign Nelson. I'm not saying they don't draft a cornerback later on in the draft, but I think they should re-sign him. If not him, then they go Pat Pete or they go Xavier Rhodes. I mean, I think they're going to bring in a veteran cornerback. I don't think they're bringing in a young corner of the Philly this year. I don't think it's going to happen. So they got Anthony Harris at safety. You got another spot right there. They could easily bring Rodney McLeod back too to solidify it. Add, you have Marcus Epps as your third safety. They could bring in a cornerback, a veteran cornerback. You add a linebacker in the draft. You add a defensive lineman. And a wide receiver. I mean, you could pretty much cover pretty much everything right now. I mean, you can cover everything. So we'll see. William S says, y'all say Howie can't draft, but waiting on draft makes make sense. Make that make sense. I'd want a second for Minshew. He is great backup for cheap, and we'd have to use that second to get a backup QB. They could. We'll see. I said William because he had a good one last year. Nick, the Philly guy, says we need a vet wide receiver. Can't go in the new season with the same offense and a rookie wide receiver. I mean, I think as of right now, I don't know if they've had a chance to go and get a veteran wide receiver. They could have jumped on anybody. If they were going to pay Marcus Williams almost 5 years, $70 million, okay, if that's what they were going to do, then they could have made any other move right now. They could have got DJ Chark. He went a 1-year deal with the Lions. How? I don't know. Makes no sense to me. They had interest on Allen Robinson. He signs a $30 million guaranteed with the Rams. So they passed on a lot of guys. They weren't interested in Juju Smith-Schuster anymore. They passed on a lot of guys. I mean, they passed on a lot of veteran receivers. So I'm starting to think that they're going to go receiver first round. I honestly think so. Mark posted, do you think they will finally scheme for Davonte Smith this season? That's what I'm hoping. That's why I think Shane Steichen is going to be on the hot seat this year. I think Shane Steichen will be on the hot seat this year because I don't really like his route combinations. I don't like how they scheme some of these guys into this offense. I think some of it's really horrible. That's why Jalen Hurts gets flack for some throws, but a lot of throws this year. But some of this play calling is horrific too when it comes to the passing and getting guys open. So I think, and that's not Howie's fault. That's Nick's guy. I mean, Nick hired his own coaching staff. So Yeah, also DK Lockett not happening. There's still hope, guys. If I'm Howie, I'm calling Saints about Michael Thomas contract big, but I wouldn't want to keep target tier 3 receivers and free agency like Landry. I'm not into trading for Landry. And then, like I said, if the Eagles didn't go for Robert Woods at 14 million, they're not going for Michael Thomas on over $20 million cap hits the next 3 years. 20 million, 20 something million, 20 something million, 20 something million. There's no way they're paying him that much. There's no way there's no way that they're gonna end up taking 20 something against the cap. It's not gonna happen for Michael Thomas. Michael Thomas is definitely not gonna happen. If they're not trading for any of these other guys, no way they're paying Michael. No way they're gonna just acquire Michael Thomas. Not gonna happen. You're gonna have to give up pretty good draft capital for him, and on top of everything else, you're paying a steep price. And hopefully he stays healthy, and hopefully he's the player that he used to be, and hopefully he could do a lot more. So that's, where I'm going with it. William F. says Landry was only bad because of Baker. No, because of Marcus, probably we're not going to be a very heavy running offense again. I see Smith having issues with Hurts this year. There's multiple issues with Hurts and Davonte Smith this year. I mean, there was one time, it wasn't at the end of the year, it was during the game, and Hurts said, asked Davonte Smith, what were you open? And he waved his hands. He's like, yeah, I was open. And then Hurts kind of just walked away. So, you know what I mean? I think there's going to be issues if at the same time, Davonte Smith is going to want he's going to want big money, sooner or later. You know what I mean? Like at the end of his, a rookie contract, like this guy wants to play well because, if Hurts is going to make him look bad, this offense is going to make him look bad. And I don't think, the offense is treating him like a number one receiver. But in that Cowboys game, the last game of the season, they'll force feed him the ball, which I would love for them to do. They force feed him the ball to break Deshaun Jackson's rookie record. But they'll do that for that reason. Any other game, then you go into the Tampa Bay wildcard game, a minute 15 left in the fourth quarter. That's the first time that Devonta Smith got his hands on the football, which is total BS, which is ridiculous. Because I think there was a good part of that game where Smith was getting double, but Quez Watkins was open 3 times for touchdowns. And that ball's thrown accurately. That's 3 scores on the board. That game was over in 10 minutes, especially with that muff punt at half field by Jalen Reagor. So it sucks, guys, to go through this sometimes. Jado says, that sounds about right. Trading the Megan because Howie likes deals and he's a monster pulling off nice steals. Look how we got Jay Ajayi when we went Super Bowl. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But every free agent that year worked out. Everybody did. Like Patrick Robinson, LeGarrette Blount. I mean, Jay Ajayi, you trade him for a 4th-round pick. It was a steal. It was a total steal year. Donnie says, G-Train, I would love for a second him. Let's see. Kirk says, if you could throw a percentage of chance of DK trade, that would be, what would it be for a DK trade? Probably 0. Probably 0. I don't think the Eagles are actually going to do it. I mean, the Calvin Ridley thing, we didn't hear anything about it. It just was like Eagles were supposed to trade for Calvin Ridley. Deal was already done, but obviously Atlanta backed out for a certain reason. Then we found out that certain reason. So anything could happen under our nose. There's, the one thing I like about Howie Roseman is that he doesn't show his hand to anybody. Okay, he's always under the radar with everything, which I do like. But it's been quiet. It's been quiet since the first day of free agency, so it's been kind of crazy as of right now. Terry Clay says Eagles might trade up with Jets. What pick do the Jets have? The 4th, 5th? I think trade up candidates definitely are Carolina, the Jets, and maybe the Texans. I don't know. The Texans might as well trade back. I think that's what they should do. Marcus Polk says, man, you're probably right. Nathaniel Hall says, if I'm Howie, I'm calling Saints about Michael Thomas contract bill. I wouldn't want to. Yeah, I don't think that's happening. That's definitely not happening. Oscar Grouch says, please realizing playing first-round picks is expensive. We have 3. Trade 1 for a first next year and more capital for this year or next year. It's simple as that. Oscar the Grouch knows what I'm talking about, bro. It's everyone thinks we're just going to pick 3 guys in the first round. Like, you have to pay all those players. And then what if all 3 players work out? And then what? Then you got 3 then you have to get you're not going to pay 3 guys big contracts unless you have a lot of cap space. You know what I mean? So it could happen. Steve H says Jim Neutron, Jalen Hurts can't pass if you watch every game. Don says we can't miss out on Khair Alam and Boot Jr., their cornerback. twos out of the gate. Yeah, so what? Alam would be more of a second-round pick. I think he's a little grabby, but I do like him. He's a very physical corner. You know what I mean? Boot Jr. is probably one of my favorites, but Hurts an incredible runner, a little bit more of a passing threat would open up the runs even more. Oh, 100% it would. It would. Lucas says Smith should have had at least 1,200 yards left. Yeah, probably more than that. Yeah, you're right. He should have. And Quez Watkins should have hit 900 to 1,000 or over that. That's what I thought. Yeah, but Nick, 1,200 is a lot, but 1,200 is very capable from Davonte Smith. You don't understand. Like if they throw to Davonte Smith and force feed him the ball in open space, I'm telling you right now, like Davonte Smith is going to have a big year. Should have had a big year last year. You know what I mean? Go said if we sign Honey Badger, definitely going to get loaded in the draft. If we sign Bobby Wagner, we go Brisker in the second. So you're saying if we get Wagner, we go safety. We get safety. We go linebacker. Then Mikasa says, listen, if Hurts can somehow change his arm talent to be more like Tom Brady-esque, I'm on board because he's not going to be a slinger, but he needs to be able to dot short balls. No, I agree. I agree with that. Fox says, what if we get wide receiver all three picks? Crazy or no room? No. Wide receiver all three picks? No, definitely not. That's definite. Key goes, a bag of skills is able to replace Rager at this point. J.J. Irvin says 1 year and Hurts supposed to be Aaron Rodgers. Easy Money says Landry ain't coming to play with Hurts. He wants the ball and deep passes and contend with the real QB. Junior Jason, we have J.J. No need to draft another receiver. Jay Funk says our Super Bowl win. Who was better? Our offense or defense? Our offense, because we were scoring 30 points a game. Like our defense didn't play well in the Super Bowl. Both defenses didn't play well. I mean, it's 500 over 500 yards passing on each side of the ball, which is crazy. Over 1,000 yards in the Super Bowl with between both teams, which never has been done before. Both defense did not play good. It was an offensive game, which I did like. But it was tough for us to make stops. We make a stop. That's why we made that one stop. There was no punt. Nobody punted. It was scoring back and forth nonstop. So I get it. You know what I mean? I get it. We got a super chat from Carrie Bernard says, what up, Joey? Just saw we interested in Landry. That's what I saw so far as of right now, but we'll see what happens with that. We've been interested in a lot of wide receivers, Valdez Scantling, we were interested in him. Nothing's happened yet. Allen Robinson, we were interested in. Nothing's happened yet. They put a bid for, obviously, Christian Kirk that got overpaid, which made no sense to me, but I get it. We'll see where we're going to be at this point. Professor Chaos says, I like Hurts a lot, but I think the most likely outcome is this is his last year, and it might be. It might be. It's like if Carson Strong is available in the third round, I say draft him. Good possible backup and loves to throw deep balls and gives his guys a chance. I like Carson Strong. I like his arm. I think he's got a really good arm, but it's just consistency at the end of the day. Mike Hill says, imagine that 5 first-round wide receivers. Texas, no one year in Hurts is supposed to be at least decent. So I don't know why people think he didn't do bad. Yes, he did. Irma says, man, I would kill for Kyle Hamilton. I followed him. He's just a blue chip. Do it all safety, will be set at safety for the next 10 years. I think he can move. I think he can move all over the field. He could be that Malcolm Jenkins piece for the Eagles. I think he'll actually play really well. I think he'll actually play really, really well. Charles says Landry is buns. Johnson, Howie is my own opinion. Howie, in my own opinion, should have waited till the draft to get an extension. I know, but at this point, dude, are you really shocked? Are you really surprised? Because I'm not. I didn't even make a video about it because I'm not even surprised over it. You know what I mean? I'm not even surprised, dude, that happened. I'm not, because you know what? 3 years is 3 years. It is what it is. It is what it is. Xavier says we should have gotten Juju. I think they stopped having interest in Juju. Last year, they had a contract on the table for him, and he decided to stay with Pittsburgh for one more year. And then this offseason, before free agency started, we literally had all this interest. And then when free agency started a couple days in, the reports showing that the Eagles weren't interested anymore. So they're losing interest for receivers probably because of the price. And that's just what it is. So So Jason says no shakedown. So the Philly Shakedown podcast will be tonight. We didn't do it last night. I didn't put out a post that we were doing it. But 500 said he wasn't feeling good. Like yesterday was just another bad day. It's just he's not feeling good. So I gotta let everybody rest and do their thing. I mean, he did a video. He's doing videos and stuff, but when it comes to streams, it's a lot. It takes a lot out of you when you're streaming. So tonight we're definitely going to do it 9:00. So we'll be ready tonight to talk about all of this that's going on. Aaron W said at least he'd get one right. Professor said hopefully Hurts proves me wrong though. Luka Don says injured Ojabo at 19. I don't know if 19. That's way too early. If the Eagles are going to take a chance on him, it'll be the second round. And if not, they're just going to forget about him. Emon Moley says he's a type of safety that can hit harder cover. Do it all, please, for the sake of God. Draft Kyle Hamilton, whatever it takes. Texas Rashawn Evans available. Get him and draft Devin Lloyd. Kikoy says, I think the interest in Landry is all outside rumors just because of how much interest teams we had in receiver. I think that's really it. I think they're just connecting us to a lot of receivers. So I don't think that's an actual NFL rumor that we're interested. I think they're connecting us to every receiver that's available. And because the Eagles have passed on so many receivers as it is, this draft is covered with receivers. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can get a receiver for not giving up a draft pick or trading for a guy or paying him a lot of money right now. I mean, even if you get a first-round pick receiver, you're still not paying him as much as what you're going to be paying for some of these guys that are still out there. You know what I mean? If you want to do that, but Karen says Landry buns with and without Hurts. Man said Eagles going to get any pick at Pro Day. Limit says stop with the safe having shit because we haven't made a wild card game barely in 17 game season. Then got stomped. Yeah, pretty much that's what happened. Unfortunately, that's what happened. We got a super chat from Colton B. What's going on, man? It says Joey Matthews supposedly followed the Cowboys. Yeah, he might be a Cowboy, guys. He might. So the rumors came out last night, I think it was last night, that Matthew is deciding between the Colts and he's deciding between the Cowboys and the Colts. That's where he's going to go. He might be going to the Colts. He might be going to the Cowboys. It might happen. It might. I mean, to be honest with you guys, like, I don't care how much talent that the Cowboys add to their defense because offensively they're a total mess right now. Like, I don't think, I think their offensive line's overrated. CeeDee Lamb is going to have pressure on him to be the number one guy. Michael Gallup got 2 injuries last year, and he got a big monster contract. Amari Cooper got traded. The safety blanket's gone, or the guy that's really not going to show up is going to be gone. You have a running back in Ezekiel Elliott that's getting paid $18 million this year to be a 4-yard rusher. You know what I mean? And Dak Prescott, I know the Cowboys fans aren't really happy with Dak Prescott either. And hasn't really shown to put the team on his back. And, and I think the coaching staff has made some really bad decision-making during the season. So I think there's more to it, Kilo says Peppers would be nice, but coming off an injury, I think Jaquan Brisker in the second would be a saver. I wouldn't even touch him. I think you go after Honey Badger, and if you can't get him, I think you go after safety in the second round. You could do that. I follow them, says don't draft injured players. Remember Sidney Jones. That's what I kind of remember coming off an Achilles injury after his pro day. We took him with the 52nd, 53rd pick, whatever it was. You know what I mean? And the Eagles gave it a shot. They gave Sidney Jones a shot, and it just didn't work out for me. It just didn't work out for me. He redshirted his first year. He played at the end of the year, and that was pretty much it. So, it's tough. It's tough. Vinny G says, thanks for all the content this offseason. Much appreciated. Vinny, I got you, bro. I mean, I'm pretty much going to be, it's not going to stop. I mean, we have streams. We're going to be doing another stream tomorrow. The next day, we're going to be streaming probably another, I don't know. We're going to be streaming pretty much until we see some improvements. So we might be streaming every day. I don't know. I mean, I'm on a roll pretty much right now, and I kind of don't want to stop. So I kind of want to keep doing this every day and, kind of talk to you guys about the moves and what's going on. So there is 314 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, we are, hitting, we're at the 44-minute mark right now. Yeah. So we're going to be streaming for a few hours today. Hit the subscribe button if you guys haven't. We cover the Eagles every single day. Check out some of the content if you guys have not. Like the stream if you guys have it. It does help the channel out a lot. So definitely like the stream. We're going to be doing the Philly Shakedown with Philly 500 today. And, we're going to be streaming again probably tomorrow, the next day. So I mean, I don't really stream every day. I really don't stream this much at all. So it's very rare you see me stream every single day, but it's been a lot of fun. I've been loving it. And, you guys definitely make my day. So much appreciated everybody that's taken an interest and check out the videos and stuff like that. So appreciate everybody that's in. But if you haven't subscribed, definitely you're going to miss it. You're going to be missing out a lot. We got a lot going on for the off season. So pretty pumped about it. D-Train says signing Howie Howie's biggest priority this off season. The biggest priority. One hand says, is Garrett Wilson possible at 15? 100%. I think Trevon Burks is definitely could be considered. Chris Olave, they could take another chance on a Rager type receiver that definitely has more promise. You know what I mean? So I think if they don't go after free agency, I think they obviously go after receiver in the first round. I think they will. I don't think they wait till the second round. I think they get their weapon on offense. I think they get another first round receiver. Why not? You know what I mean? Why not add another first round receiver, complement to Davonte Smith? If they get another receiver, man, they get a very young receiver core, even a younger receiver core as of right now. You know what I mean? So that'd be great. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind that at all. But I need them to get a defensive tackle regardless. You got to draft Jordan Davis or Devontae Wyatt. I think those are your top two guys you have to get if you're getting a defensive tackle. So Emily says, do you think this draft class is better than last year? I mean, defensively it is. Defensively, it definitely is. So quarterbacks, definitely not. Quarterbacks, no. But when it comes to defense, I think it is by a landslide. And says, Ronnie Hunter, I don't know what the hell is going on with Howie's head. We're going to end up doing Hurts just like Wentz, not building around him. I think we've built around. No, I think that's false, bro, because I think offensively, I think he has weapons around him. Wentz, we didn't build around. Hurts, I think we've done a better job building around Jalen Hurts. And that's just the truth. He's got an offensive line. He's got capable running backs. He's got Devonta Smith, Quez Watkins. They drafted another receiver this year. He's going to have another weapon. I mean, he's got some good weapons here. It's not on these weapons. It's on him being able to look at these anticipation on these throws that he's making. I think they built around him great. I mean, I can't say much more about it. You know what I mean? So I think they've done a good job, doing all that. So Steve says Hurts is the worst deep ball passer in the NFL. That's probably one of the worst, probably true. Colby says, if this happens, I better not catch Howie in a dark alley. Jacob Davis says, in the first round, wide receiver DT and 19 pick, move back second. And next year's first round. If Hurts doesn't pan out, then go get Bryce Young. Jacob Davies, as soon as you said that, perfectly. You draft a receiver, you draft defensive tackle, you take the 19th pick, you trade back, you get an extra second, a first-round pick. I would get an extra second pick for this year. If they trade back that 19th pick, I'm looking for an extra second rounder for 22, and at least the first, and obviously getting your first rounder for 23. This way, you have ammo. You have resources for next year in case Jalen Hurts does not work out. And I think that's where you're going to go. Limicott says very much T10 won't take a wide receiver. Aaron W says, yeah, but then we get another Rager. Terry Henry says, I like Hurts, but if someone thinks we can win a Super Bowl with him, you're lying to yourself. Kiko says, one hand I highly doubt is Wilson best receiver in the draft with a couple teams ahead of us. Who needs? I don't know who else needs wide receiver. I don't know. Actually, I think it's gonna mostly it's gonna be defense. I think mostly it's gonna be defense. Eugene says we need a tough Debo like receiver to go and Slim Reaper and Quez. Tech says I think getting Burks is the best option. Don't get Landry. Day Hurts don't pan out, which he probably won't say. We get a new QB and he pans out. We'll have two good young receivers and Quez. So I like that idea. That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, that's why I didn't want to trade. You build your roster. You add another receiver to this group. And if Hurts doesn't pan out in 2022, you go in next year's draft and say the best quarterback that's going to literally, because this roster is going to be set. You know what I mean? Offensively, this roster should be set other than maybe right guard that they need to upgrade, but I mean, and some depth. But I mean, I think offensive line is going to be great. I think they're going to add more offensive line depth. They're going to add more pieces that Jeff Stalin could get his hands on. You got an offensive line. You'll have receivers already here. Jalen Hurts is gone. They bring in a receiver that's going to be inherited to a really good situation, and that's the good thing. You're not inheriting a quarterback next year if Hurts doesn't work out. You draft the quarterback in 23, and you're not getting him where you still have to get receivers and you still have to get weapons. No, like you're going to have weapons already here for a quarterback if he inherits this team and takes them to the top. You know what I mean? So that's what they have to do for a new quarterback coming in the room if that's the case. So I get it. Name Brand says Howie needs to restructure his own contract to get us a wide receiver. Ryan says Howie thinks he's the smartest dude in the world and his ego is as big as Jimmy Neutron's head. That's why he picks the dudes other teams pass up, and he laughed at him. Even most of my own fans saying Hurts passing deficiencies. I bet NFL defenses laugh at clown runner Hurts. Tex says get Peppers for $8 million or less. Limicod says I'll take Jameson Williams or Burks or even Olave. So one of those guys are going to be there at 15. Slick says we could possibly draft Georgia line with Walker, Dean, and Wyatt with our first round picks. Trade up for Walker. Cameron Holmes says he's choosing the Colts. Watch. He probably will. He's going to choose the Colts or the Cowboys. I mean, the Eagles are definitely not even in this for Honey Badger at all. Probably not. Can't wait to see Dak with his only number one receiver. ED Money said, oh, wait, the NFL defense is already proved by, I think, Hurts trash saying our QB can't read while get blown out. Bucks stack the box because they know Hurts can't pass. And that's true. They stack the box. I mean, Levante David and, like, Devin White were just waiting at the exchange of the read option from Jalen Hurts to Miles Sanders. They were waiting there. They were waiting. I mean, they literally didn't give us a chance to even hand the ball off or have Hurts keep it for himself. I mean, that's what happens, man. That game, we went, even when that game was over and we lost, I wasn't even mad about it. I wasn't mad because, number one, if we didn't have a 7 seed, we wouldn't be in the playoffs, and that's just the truth. We got help getting to the playoffs. And on top of that, this team was on a good roll, against some really bad teams, and we only did so much we could do. You know what I mean? Even after we lost against the Seahawks in that wild card game back in 2019, I was probably a little bit more mad about it, but I really wasn't because Wentz got hurt eight snaps into that game, and we can only last so far with the roster that we have. We could beat bad teams, get into the playoffs, and it's just this team was below average, defensively below average. Offense had its moments, but with bad play calling, bad coaching, and obviously Jalen Hurts not being able to, pan out, it's hurt. It's hurt a lot, Don Colin said, wouldn't be surprised if we get one of these vet cornerbacks like Pearson or Rhodes and transition them. Yeah, no, I think they're going to get, I honestly think they're going to get a veteran cornerback. I honestly believe that. Either they resign Nelson or they're going to sign Peterson or Xavier Rhodes. I think that's what's going to happen. They're not going to draft it. They're not drafting a corner in the first 2 rounds. It's not going to happen. I think they sign with those veteran guys. They keep Anthony Harris. They maybe bring McLeod back if they're not getting a safety. You get linebacker, defensive tackle. You fill in at wide receiver. And maybe you get an offensive lineman in the mid-rounds and another running back. I don't know. Whatever they want to do. I think that's how they're going to do it. And then once 2023 comes around the corner, then there'll be some rumors and see if Jalen Hurts is working out, depending on how he played, if there's a trade, if they do some different moves with that. So I don't know. So we'll see. Brady said these streams are great. I appreciate it, man. John says, well, you guys make the streams great. It's not me that makes it great. It's you guys that make it great. So that's how it goes. John Jones, that's why Roseman says, or one thing that turns around and says something told. Well, that's the whole thing, dude. He's not. That's why I like Howie Roseman, because Howie Roseman doesn't like to show his hand. He can't say what he's going to do. You understand? That's the whole point of putting smoke screens up. There's some things he did say that makes sense. That you say, oh, okay, maybe he will go after his position. He talked about at the end of last year, he said, we don't have the right linebackers for this scheme, which makes me think they really want to get better at linebacker, which they got rid of Alex Singleton, which there's 2 steps to it. They got rid of Alex Singleton, and he made that statement. So I'm feeling that, yeah, Jernard Avery's not even here now. Davion Taylor's still here. TJ Edwards still here. I feel like they added a linebacker in the first round. I swear to God, I can feel it. I can honestly feel they're going to get a linebacker. It's all starting to connect. It is all starting to connect right now. So, it's definitely something. I'm definitely going to make a video on that because I think it's really interesting to connect all those pieces together. So, like I said, I believe the Eagles are done in free agency and are looking forward to the draft now. No, I don't think they're done. I think they're looking for trades, but they're waiting for that third wave of late free agency to sign some productive guys. I think that's what they want. That's what they want to sign, some depth pieces. They want to sign some other pieces. So we'll see. Brian said Eagles front office drafts and other end of what they want because their history shows they miss out 85% of the time. Manuel says Joey is the man. Appreciate it, bro. Go ahead and hit the like button. Appreciate Joey. Nothing better than talking Eagles on a slow work day, bro. If it's a slow work day, it's the perfect place to be, man. It's the perfect place. That's why I'm on it. Like slow work is slow for me as well. So once it gets more, the weather gets better. Angelo says Burks is the guy. I think he is too, man. I like Burks and Jameson Williams. Those are my two top. And I pick Chris Olave, Garrett Wilson. I like because Garrett Wilson's nice too. I mean, it's hard. It's tough. I like both Ohio State receivers. So Joshua says these streams are fire. Joey's the best. Hit those likes. Appreciate Joshua, man. Appreciate it so much, man. Will B said, better not catch a Howie in a dark alley if the Cowboys get mad. Well, dude, it probably is going. Don't be surprised if it doesn't happen. It might happen. It might actually happen. So I don't get mad, bro, because it might. It might happen. Hold on. Oh, sorry, I'm missing super chats. Every time, look, for some reason with some of these super chats, they don't pop up. I don't know why. We got a super chat from Parker says Cowboys are going to get exposed this year. I think offensively they're going to get exposed. See, this is what I get. See, look at what the Cowboys defense did all year. You had Trevon Diggs with 11 picks this year, right? He gets to the playoffs, he gets fried. See, the regular season doesn't matter. Once it hits the playoffs, it's a totally different ball game. It's totally different. You as a player statistically does not matter in the playoffs because the whole demeanor of the playoffs, just the playoffs do change. Trevon Diggs got cooked in those games. 49ers got cooked. Okay. The offense, Dallas's offense, just the passing looked bad. They couldn't get guys open. Mark Cooper looked like he disappeared from the whole game. I mean, I think the Cowboys take a step back this year. I think they do. I think the Cowboys definitely take a step back because there are too many pieces offensively that are gone. I don't think their defensive line is as good right now, even with Dante Fowler. They bring Curse back at safety, and he's not good. They bring that Jervon, whatever his name is, that Curse guy, whatever his name is. They're moving Keanu Neal to safety. I think they're changing his position. I mean, I don't know. I think they're overrated, bro. I think their offense is going to be overrated. Their defense is going to be overrated. I mean, I think their defense is going to play good, but they're still missing some pieces. But offensively, they're going to struggle on both sides. They'll struggle this year on both sides of the ball. And that's what I get out of it. That's what I'm pretty much getting out of the whole thing. We got Curtis H with the super chat. Appreciate it very much, man. Said, how did the Eagles do a great job building around Hurts when all you do is complain about Rager and JJ having wide receiver and tight end is not a great building? We need much more guards. QB just saying. Well, Curtis, take this for example. They put JJ and Rager in games. Their offense would have been a lot better if they took out Rager and JJ in games because JJ is blocking in games, and that's all he is doing. So when he goes out on the field, slow as crap as he is, okay, they are literally taking him and making him a blocking receiver, a wasted body. If the Eagles didn't do that and put Greg Ward on the field and made this offense, giving this offense another two weapons, because to be honest with you, Rager, as much as people do not like him, and I understand that, he does not contribute at all. So when you start or have at least two guys in your offense that one of them's only there just to block and one of them's there to start every single game, and the Eagles giving Jalen Rager every opportunity to the Eagles are giving Jalen Rager every opportunity for him to showcase his skill set. He's got no skill set, okay? And we all know that. So at this point, that's on the Eagles for that. I could have replaced Rager with Greg Ward, and we probably would have played better. I guarantee you we probably would have played better. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Okay? And that's why I think they're going to add another weapon. So once you add another weapon this year, I think they're going to add a first-round receiver. Once they add a first-round receiver this year, that's going to pretty much take JJ out the building or put him, at least he'll be on the bubble to be off the roster because you already brought Greg Ward back. So, yeah, we could complain about Rager and JJ, but that's just what it is, bro. You know what I mean? That's just what it is. They could have changed a lot of things with this offense this past year. They could have just not played JJ. They could have just not played Rager and put Greg Ward in. Because I don't know how you start a guy for that many weeks that's still not producing for you. You can't rely on him. He's got no explosiveness off the line. He's lazy on his routes. He can't catch. He's got 2 touchdowns for the year. He had one against the Falcons first game, one against the Raiders. That was it. Okay. So it is what it is, man. I think they're doing a better job building around, but I'm not saying there's flaws, but it's definitely a lot better than what Carson had to deal with, and that's just 100%. J3 says Garrett Wilson is the top guy, no question. Steve H says didn't matter what receiver we get when we have a QB bench for Tua and Natty. Britt says need a linebacker who could tackle and stop the run. JJ Aaron says rookie and a second-year players. Limicott says give Smith Joe Burrow. He's cracking starting lineup at the Pro Bowl. Britt says tired of C team run the ball at the end zone every time. Steve H says Howie haters refuse to eat crow. JJ says longest deep ball completed this season. I don't even know, dude. I guess the 49ers game was the longest ball. I think it was. I think it was the 91, 92-yard pass from our own end zone or close to it. I was at that game, so that pass was fantastic. Because actually, when I was at the game, I thought it was Rager that caught that and was running all the way downfield. But it was Quez. I was like, yeah, well, obviously it was Quez. Tex says, why don't free agents like coming here? The Eagles would be a great team in 12 years or 1 to 2. You said 1 to 2 years. I thought you meant that as a joke saying 12 years. You spaced out the 1 and 2, so I thought you said 12. Britt says Eagles need to focus on defense. And Brian says 900 yard because he was the only one slot option. Limit says Brian Smith should have had 1,300 yards. Limit says, did you even watch the games, dude? All right, why are we fighting? What's going on? Shock says, I heard Fournette is visiting the Patriots. He would be a good fit for Philadelphia with Sanders and Fournette. Oh, yeah. I mean, I would think Jordan Howard is gone. If they brought Fournette in, I think Howard is gone. And I am a huge Jordan Howard fan, and I think he's been mistreated. I think Boston Scott's been mistreated, especially the last game of the season against Tampa Bay, the wild card game. Like you take Miles Sanders, that's not even 85% healthy, almost gone for almost 3 weeks. And you literally you run with him the whole game. You don't use Boston Scott or Jordan Howard till like the third quarter. You don't pass the Davonte Smith until the minute 15 in the fourth quarter. It's a joke. It's literally a joke. Just the truth. Guys, say when pasting Fletcher, you'll need a stretcher. Brian says, yeah, hurt. Blurch just isn't there yet. Blurch. Jalen Hurts is cost effective and forces Lurie and Roseman to let the coach run the football. Not paying a QB $30+ million is an opportunity to build a scary good defense. That's true. You're not. The good thing about this team right now is you're not paying a quarterback right now. You're not, because once you pay a quarterback, it really limits your options to really keep building. That's why, like, getting a veteran quarterback right now made absolutely no sense for obviously what the compensation was, which was ridiculous. Okay. It wasn't supposed to happen like that. You know, it wasn't good. It wasn't good. Let me Costa, I'll never forget. Hurts had a free touchdown that threw it to the Rager, and then Smith put his arms up. Like, yeah, I know. Like, Devonta Smith is not. He's going to get pissed off, and he is going to. If he's not looking good, I'm telling you, like, this affects his money at the end of the day. This affects him getting the bag after his rookie year. It affects him. It affects his money, because if Hurts is here, just say Hurts gets extended, or he's here, and, you know, besides with Devonta Smith, his contract's up, and he's only an 800, 900-yard receiver. Like, that sucks. Guarantee you Devonta Smith on another roster is at least running 1,100 yards. I wouldn't even go 12. I would say he could run over 12, definitely. But I'll make it fair and say he'd be a 1,100-yard runner every single year. Generational talent. No joke. Tony says, don't be bashing JJ. That's Howie's boy. Eric says Hurts doesn't have the skill set either. Brian says Hurts is literally making his case. He needs a few more years and to bring. I don't think they're going to give him a few more years, bro. I don't think it's going to happen. Christopher Castro said, thank you. And we had Travis Fulgham and John Hattar on the bench. Yeah, now Travis Fulgham's with Denver now. He's in a really good situation with Denver right now. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, Travis Fulgham never really had good camps. Even when he balled out with us, he didn't have a good camp that year. Like, he just didn't show up at camp. He didn't really show up in this past camp last year with the Eagles. You know what I mean? And they cut him. He fumbles the ball in the end zone in the preseason game, but JJ gets 40-plus yards and a touchdown against four-string cornerbacks, a four-string defense. And just to justify that stupid freaking pick, that's what happens all the time. That's what happens all the time, and it's really annoying. Cast, I don't think Smith will be a Pro Bowler this year. Cooper Kupp, Justin Jefferson, Deebo Samuel, Chop, Mike Evans. I think Smith can be, dude. Like, it's going to really piss me off. It's going to piss me the hell off. Rio says, yeah, Rodney is between J. John Rager for worst. Taylor says, I 100% think the Eagles will draft Pickett if he's available at 15. Oh, isn't Pickett? Oh, really? You think he's really? I don't want to have him, but after Howie went and scouted him for a QB. Yeah, but I think, dude, we're looking too much into it. Like, they're just doing their due diligence on quarterbacks. I think they're studying these quarterbacks to see what they got because they can't just ignore the position. I understand that. So I don't think it's a main problem or a priority right now to get one of those guys. Unless if they get a quarterback within a third or more, third round or down the stretch, I'm totally fine with it. You know what I mean? Gilgamesh says, J-Jaw is so much worse than Rager. Come on now. Brian says, yeah, I don't know about Smith making the Pro Bowl anytime soon. Probably within a few years, maybe. That's way too much talent. That's ridiculous. Like, you're saying, like, Devonta Smith's not going to be in the Pro Bowl for another few years? That's just insane. On another roster, Devonta Smith should be in the Pro Bowl every single year. And you know what? If the Eagles aren't going to use him as the number one receiver, then we got a problem. We got a problem. Like, what happened to this team? Like, look over the years, all these receivers we've had over the years. You got a guy like that. You trade up. You trade up for a guy like that to what? To throw to him with a minute 15, minute 14 left in the fourth quarter of the Tampa Bay game? I mean, if not that, don't blame. Oh, they double team Devonta Smith. Who gives a crap? Who gives a crap about that? It's ridiculous, dude. Like, it doesn't. I'm telling you, dude, it's going to piss me off. It's going to piss me off. When I see Devonta Smith ball out, he balls out. Like, that's what you get out of Devonta Smith. The Denver game, the Chargers game. Like, telling you, you get that ball to him when he has 2 feet of open space towards the defender, they're in trouble. You know what I mean? He gets a screen pass during the Tampa Bay game. He's got 5 Tampa Bay bucks on his butt the whole time he's running upfield. Like, the guy just wants to make a play. He goes up to Jalen Hurts and says, hey, give me the ball. And you know what? We haven't had one of those me receivers in a long time, like some of those self-centered receivers. And there's nothing wrong with having a guy like that. But they might need a guy like that. They might need a guy like that. No joke. Because we need to spread the ball around and we need to, do this. And I understand we have to do all that. But, man, maybe we need that type of receiver that says, yo, give me the ball and I'm going to make a play right now. Just like, what was that game? What was that game where Davonte said, give me the ball, and they never – I don't know. Did they not throw to him in that game? I thought that might have been it. I don't know. Devonta Smith asked for the ball. I think he said to Nick Sirianni, and they didn't even throw to him. They didn't even target him in the game, the last play. Ridiculous, bro. This team gives me a total headache sometimes. It does, because I don't like the way they treat some of these players. Like, if you're like, you know what I mean? Like, even drafting. Okay, we all know the drafting aspect of this whole team has been a mess. Okay, look what they did with drafting Andre Dillard. Even though they put him, I don't blame Andre Dillard. Like, it's not his fault he got drafted here, but at the same time, like, they put him in a really bad situation. They put him when Jason Peters was already here, but not even that. Andre Dillard didn't even visit the Eagles, and they still drafted him. You know what I mean? It makes no sense. 2019 was a heavy defensive draft, and they went total opposite in that draft. They went offensive line. They got to stop doing that crap. They got these players that they deserve more. They do. They deserve more. These receivers deserve a lot more success. They should have had a lot more success, and because of Jalen Hurts and because of stupid Shane Steichen and some of this play calling that these route combinations they've been doing. And why are they not trying to, even if Jalen Hurts is playing bad and your quarterback is struggling, why are they not trying to at least, get your best guys open? Scheme your best guys that are going to make big plays for the Philadelphia Eagles. Something. It's ridiculous, man. It's just insane. Sorry, another rant, but I'm sorry. It pisses me off. Taz says the Eagles are starting to look like Jets team. I don't think they're. The Jets are on another level of like bad. The Jets. I don't know. They're on another level of bad. And that's just the truth. The Jets actually always have cap space, and they still can't win more than 4 games a year. You know what I mean? Like, they can get – they have spent so much money in free agency the past few seasons on, like, marquee name players, and they still can't get the job done because their coaching staff is horrible, okay? And that's been a big problem is their coaching staff and always changing head coaches. And, She says during the playoffs, Devonta Smith went. Yeah, no, he went missing because they didn't try to scheme him into the game plan. And Smith went up to Hurts at the game and said, "You got to throw me the ball. Like I can't. Like if he didn't go up to Smith, if he didn't go up to Jalen Hurts during the game, at the end of the game, he probably wouldn't have had a target. He probably wouldn't even have had a target." That's what I'm trying to get at right now. Like, that's what pisses me off. Like, no joke. That's what gets me every time. Diabex said he is the number one. Cooper Kupp, who had 1,400 yards, was on the Titans. Do you really think he gets 1,400 yards? No, not 1,400. No, 1,100. I can see that, but at least you give him over 1,000 something. Should have done a lot more. Brian says Smith, other than Dallas, G is all he had. That's it. Versus yes, because Hurts is stunning his growth, and that's true. Brian says Smith can be number one, but Sirianni won't force. No, but like they'll force the ball to bring it to break Deshaun Jackson's rookie record, throwing to Davonte Smith over and over and over again. That, yeah, sure, but Jay there says Dillard never really even where he got a shot or chance to grow. No, I don't think he did. I don't think they started him for 3 games. They put him at right tackle. Why? For 1 game, killed his confidence. They kind of messed him up, in a way. But then, like last year when Jordan Mailata was out for a few games, Andre Dillard stepped in. He actually played pretty good. I got to say, like, he stepped in, and thank God we got Jeff Stoutland here. That's all I got to say. Like, once Jeff Stoutland leaves, it's going to be some hard shoes to fill. It's going to be some hard shoes to fill. Brian says, I'm saying this stuff about Smith because of Jalen Hurts, not because Smith is bad. He's one of my favorites. No, and look, I believe it. I believe it. Like, I don't put it on Devonta Smith. I don't put it on him. You know what I mean? Hurts is just, he's got to get his crap together. And I'm not saying like he's got to get his stuff together on the simple stuff that as a quarterback in the NFL, you have to fit these passes. Okay. G says, even with the Bucs playoff game, Smith didn't really touch the ball until he was going into the 4th. Yeah, 1:14 on the clock. That was the first time he got the ball. Like, who does that? What playoff game do you see a number 1 receiver not getting the ball until the 4th quarter at the end with 1:14 left? Come on, man. You say playoffs like it's more than a blowout loss or something. Noah says we need to target guys who are ballers, dogs, straight football players who got a couple screws loose. That's when we're at our best. Yeah, I agree. Noah, I think that's what they need to get. Lowe said Brian Angelo, that's all one coach do was throwing to Rager all the time when it came down. And that's what I don't. They kept throwing to this guy every single game. I swear to God, you got a number one receiver in Devonta Smith, but yet they threw to the Rager like he was a number one receiver. I mean, that's how it made it look. That's how they used him. They used Rager like he was number one. Why is Devonta Smith not doing those routes? Why is he taking place of I don't get it. I don't get it. Like yesterday, like Rager's working out and doing stuff, and I mean he's been a smart aleck too, because like some people he's been live streaming on IG, and like people ask him questions about you messed up that Giants game, and like I did mess up that Giants game. I wish I could find that stupid video that I saw, because he seemed like he didn't care. You know what I mean? Like just didn't care. Really pissed me off. And this guy, every time he has a bad game, every time that Rager has a bad game, he blocks all his so no one can comment on his Twitter, no one can tweet him back. Nobody, like he plays scared after a game. Like he can't take criticism. That's just the truth to it all. He just can't take criticism, and it pisses me off. It really pisses me off. Kim Malata is a Pro Bowl left tackle. Brian Burson says, "Yeah, Hurts needs to get comfy with number one. I think he wants to force Ray. I don't know why he's the main target. I just don't get it." Professor Cass said he didn't go missing. It's a combination of terrible scheming. Oh, I mean, I think it's like I said before. I think it's both. I think it's both. I think it's scheming. I think it's Shane Steichen and the way he's trying to distribute the ball to these guys and how he's getting these guys open. Okay, and I think number two, it is Hurts. I think it's a mixture of both. Yo, Christian, what's going on, man? It's another rant. What's up, Joey? What's going on, man? She says our OC is garbage. We always get these garbage coaches. Shaking my head. I don't know what Howie them be looking at when evaluating staffs. Just Blaze says the Eagles are on level of bad. It's just they got to get better, man. They got to get better. They have to get better. There's no doubt about it. They have to. They literally have to get better. There's no excuse for it. There's no excuse for it at all. Ottoman says, I hope Hamilton doesn't end up on the comedy. Something about that dude reminds me of Sean Taylor talk a man child. If he is in the East, it should be the Eagles. Trust me, dude. I love him too, man. Brian says Rager is a bust. Rager is a bust. Needs to be be off the team. Yeah. King Ocean Blue said, here's hoping the Eagles get a safety today, maybe Matthew. I'm hoping they do, man. I don't know what's going on, but so far have heard nothing. Ever since Hassan Reddick was signed, it's been quiet. So it looks like, yeah. So Brian Johnson is attending Kenny Pickett's pro day today. So definitely they're gonna evaluate him, see what he's doing. Not my favorite move, but Browns have looked into trading for defensive end Danielle Hunter. Like, I don't get these teams, bro. These teams are trading multiple firsts, getting these quarterbacks. Like, they trade for Deshaun Watson. They're going to sign Jadeveon Clowney. Now they're going to sign Danielle Hunter. I mean, it must be nice to sign whoever the hell they want to sign, because it's crazy. Now they're going now the Browns are going to have to do Danielle Hunter in a trade now. It's crazy. It's crazy. I understand like the Eagles cap situation and everything, but man, like the Eagles aren't even showing interest in nobody. It's like they're totally just like boom, quiet, boom. They're not even having a level of interest in anybody in this free agency. And it pisses me off a little bit, but Hurts he cost our wide receivers touchdowns and yards. I feel bad for the Jets. I live in New York, so the Jets fans are like miserable. When they're miserable, they're miserable. Trust me. Totally miserable. Rodney says, y'all don't realize Lurie and Howie want all the power, so they won't hire a coach who wants control at all. And I think that's another thing. That's a reason why Brian DeBall didn't come here, because of that. So the Eagles requested interviews before Nick Sirianni. They requested Brian DeBall, and who else they did? Stanley, the head coach for the Chargers, and they both just turned down those interviews. because they know what it's going to be like. They know that with Howie Roseman, his reputation, what it's going to be like. That's what affected us from getting another coach. I'm not saying that, Nick is somewhat growing on me now. So Nick is kind of growing on me. So, I mean, I don't hate Nick. Like, I wasn't really a big fan of Nick beginning of the season. And like, I thought there was a lot of there was too many promises, but they weren't really what they were saying in the offseason of last year with our new head coach and Nick Sirianni was not showing what was going on the field. Like, they didn't really show what they were saying, what they were going to show. And that's what kind of, strayed me away from that. And I understand that. You know what I mean? Brian says Hurts is good running threat, but he needs to work. Yeah, I get it. Slash, I think the uncommonness is more of the coaching rather than the first-year starting quarterback. They could have schemed the game plan around his strengths and strong suits, but no, they had to have it their way. And I think that's part of it, man. I think it's part of play design, route combinations. I mean, you're not trying to get your first-round pick open, but you're throwing to Jalen Reagor nonstop. I mean, obviously, if he's throwing to Jalen Reagor that much, if he threw to Jalen Reagor that much this season, let's do a little experiment. Okay. I want to see how many times that he was targeted this year. I gotta see this. I need to see this for myself. Okay. This is definitely something I have to see. 57 targets this year. All right, so Smith was targeted more, 104 to 57. So he was targeted more. Okay. 57 to 104. 299 yards for Reagor this year. 2 touchdowns. 916 yards. It's just so off. It's just so off. It's really just off. Like, he had 104 targets for Davonte Smith. Like 104 targets for 916 yards. And that's like that's crazy. I mean, that's just insane. That's insane. How much more that he could do right now? Man, it's tough. It's tough. His yards per reception is 23rd in the league. His touchdowns are only tied 40th. In yards, he's 29th. In receptions, he's 44. Oh no, he had all right. So he caught 64 out of 104 targets. I mean, that's a big stretch. That's a big stretch. Reagor caught 33 balls this year. That's it. I mean, that's just insane, dude. That's insane. Steve H said, Chef, you don't know what you're salty to me. Let me says, do is open a ton of the Bucks can go watch some tape. Whoever doesn't believe. Oh, no, they showed it. The commentators showed it. And Brian Baldy showed it, too. All the 3 plays of Quez Watkins was open. It sucks, man. It sucks to be in this position to see that. Hurts not. I'm sorry. He only looks for 2 receivers, and most of the time he looks Goddard way. It's hard to watch. I think, and look, I've noticed that he eyes one guy the whole entire time. I mean, that's a problem too, because that's how he's going to get picked off so many times. That's what I'm trying to tell. Easy money. That's what I'm trying to tell everybody. Now, I know 6 to 8 touchdowns were called back this year, but it doesn't make a difference. I'm not worried about that. And there's a few people saying, oh, the drops is what killed us. So I'm like, yeah, we had some drops, but nothing. The drops were a little bit of the problem that we had last year, but nothing compared to the missed opportunity on passes. Scheme team says, and Devin White, a Winfield lockdown Goddard. Yeah, I mean, you're not scheming the right way. And then your quarterback is already struggling on top of it. So you're not even helping your quarterback. You know what I mean? You're not even helping your quarterback. Brian says, got to have a legit one. Every successful team has one, except some teams have 1A, 1B. Brian says, yes, Davonte needs to be thrown 10 plus times. Everyone says, I love Dallas G, but for some reason he would make the toughest catches and drop some important, easy ones. Now, he did. But Devonta Smith dropped some balls. Quez Watkins normally didn't drop everything besides that one in the end zone that was wide open, went right through his hands. I mean, I thought he was fine, so it happens. But once, the offense is it's just weird. Sometimes, these receivers are trying to run before they catch the ball. Sometimes, so what you count as a catch and when you count as a catchable catch, I understand. Carlos Maldini says, I want the Philadelphia Eagles to get Odell Beckham Jr. He's still a free agent. I think he's going back to the Rams, dude. I wouldn't even go back to that. Why would he come back to the East? For what? I don't see him going back to the East. Steve H says Smith could be the rookie record 2 or 3 games beforehand. Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's true. It's true. Let's actually check out Rager. Let's actually screw Jalen Rager. Let's check out Devonta Smith throughout his games. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Washington 5 times. New York Giants 7. Washington 6. Dallas 4. And in Tampa Bay, he got 11. He got 11 targets pretty much at the end of he got 11 targets at the end of the game. He got 60 yards in that game. Like that, he got 60 yards and 11 targets. I mean, he got 60 yards pretty quick in a minute 15. 60 yards. I mean, I'm not even kidding, bro. 60. And then look, 60 yards isn't a big number, but for with a minute 15 left, he got 60 yards like that. That's what I'm saying, dude. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Here, I'm gonna see. Let me see all. Let me see all of them. Screw it. 8 targets. He got 8 targets, 71. 7 targets. He got 8 targets, 71. He got 7 targets, 16. 6 targets, 28. Against KC, which was a winnable game, he had 10 for 122. Panthers, he had 9 for 77. 4 for 31 against Tampa Bay. 9 for 61 against Las Vegas. Detroit, he had 3 for 15. And we killed them, and we barely even used Devonta Smith in that game. That's how sad it is. The Chargers, he had 6 for 116. Denver, he had 6 for 66. New Orleans, he had 6 for 61. Giants, when we lost 13-7, which was a pitiful game, he had 4 for 22. Against the Giants, you can't scheme Devonta Smith. 4 for 22. I mean, that's a joke. The Jets, over the win against the Jets. And the Jets are horrible. Beat him 33-18. He was 4 for 15. 4 for 15 yards. Devonta Smith got 15 yards in that game. Washington, 5 for 40. The Giants, we won 34-10. He got 7 for 80. Washington, 6 for 50. All right, so you get what I'm saying? Even against the bad teams, he was barely targeted. I mean, what the hell, bro? What is going on? Devonta Smith to put up over 900 receiving yards as a rookie. He and Hurts are just starting to grow and steering out the system. Hurts will be much more comfortable and know the playbook much better. I mean, that's what I'm hoping, man. Dude, that's what I'm hoping. Aaron says, I hope we get Ojabo in second still. I don't know if they're going to go after Ojabo now. They might not. If he drops in the far rounds, maybe. I don't think they take a chance on the guy coming off an Achilles. If it was an ACL, I feel more comfortable. But an Achilles is something you really don't mess with. But I get it, though. I get it. Kelly says, I think this year will be definitely open up to the pass game more, especially if we draft a receiver. At least I hope we do. Zachary Tyler says, easy money. Every quarterback misses open receivers by your logic. Aaron Rodgers or Russell Wilson are both trash. Professor Cal said, I think Kupp would have close to that to the Titans. Didn't A.J. Brown get 1,200? And that's another receiver we missed on. We missed on Terry McLaurin. We missed on A.J. Brown. I mean, you missed on a lot of receivers in that draft. Brian said he'll catch them, just not. Scheme Team says I think Hurts and Smith is going to have a good year. Dude, I'm hoping he does, man. I'm hoping he does. I hope he's got to be a passing quarterback. Look, he's got a skill set, a running skill set that's a really good added attribute to his skill set, but he's got to pass the ball better. So I just feel like all the pressure is down Jalen Hurts. Everybody wants him to be this great quarterback, and he has too much pressure on him right now. But it shouldn't. It's not going to affect him. It shouldn't affect him. I don't think I don't think it does affect him. But yeah, there should be pressure. There is pressure because we need to see him play better. The simple mechanics that every quarterback has in the NFL I mean, I could see Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has messed up a 5-yard slant pass. I mean, he's done it. He's messed up a screen pass, a slant pass. I mean, throwing behind the receiver. I mean, it's happened. He only rolls out to his right. That's another problem that he has. He rolls out to his right. You know, he can't turn his body and throw the ball at some points. Like if he, you know, while he's running to try to throw, you know, I don't know. It's just crazy. It's crazy, but I'm hoping the best for him, you know. True, but I said, what would be your reaction if Eagles draft QB? I'd be pissed off. I'd be really pissed off. King says Brian Burson, yes, Ojabo in the second would be amazing. Easy Money says Jalen Hurts was the worst passer that throws over 20 yards. Samuel says Sirianni's thinking was NFC side. Yeah, grass is greener on the other side too, so water is more, and his offensive coordinator is going to be tennis. One hand says they kept throwing to Rager to justify he was a good draft pick. Well, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like they tried to justify JJ Ortega-Whiteside that you're not even targeting JJ. JJ had what, 3 receptions for the year? I mean, it wasn't even much. You know what I mean? It wasn't even much at all. JJ had what? Shut up. JJ. Oh my God! Because I was just trying to check that, and that stupid ad popped up. Because I see how Howie is the slimmest of choices. Going for Malik Wilson training up won't happen though. Brian Burson said, so will Reddick have more sacks than Rager has drops? G says it's ridiculous. We should be using Smith as legit number one. How Rams use Cup. Smitty would have had 1,200 yards with 8-9 touchdowns. He had like 4 called back this year. Yeah, I've seen that too. Yeah. They're not treating him like a number one receiver. That's the problem now. That's the problem that I'm having right now with him. Huge problem right now. Limit says Rager turning off comments on Twitter is all I need to know. That's what I'm saying, dude. He's just weak, bro. He's just weak. He's honestly just one of the weakest human beings I've seen play the game, and that's just the truth. Rio says Rager has the Ben Simmons mindset, dude. It sucks. It reminds me of the same situation. Such that the lying in the chat gets out of hand sometimes. Brian says, seems like they're trying to showcase Rager so they don't have an answer about not drafting Jefferson, but they are just making the decision worse. Satter says, dude saying Hurts is the worst passer over 20 yards. He's literally ranked top 12 out starting quarterbacks limit cause. Zachary says, Jalen needs to give his jersey to his father because I'm pretty sure he can use his dad more on the D-line than Jalen in our receiver room. Steve says Ray, and you know what? His father's like his father used to play for the Eagles. Like his father played for a couple teams. Like his father's an NFL, an ex-NFL player. And you think like this guy as his son would be more capable with his mindset and stronger in his mindset, which he's not even showing, at all. So Steve says anybody that bought a Hurt season hat by oh my God. King says Eagles are poorly interested in Jarvis Landry. Not sure how I feel about that. I'm not even seeing that right now. Maybe I missed it. I haven't even checked Twitter yet. Let me check this. Eagles that are looking at Jarvis Landry. Well, I'm seeing that now. Jarvis Landry. Let's see. Fred says Eagles need to get Carson Strong in the second. I'm gonna say Howie's probably shopping for some contract with reasonable prices with another year locked in. Yeah, that's what I'm looking at. He's waiting for these cheaper deals. Let me just say, so Honey Badgers officially are on Eagles player? No, no. He's gonna pick the Colts or the Cowboys. From what we're seeing right now, he's gonna pick Colts or Cowboys. So that's what I'm kind of getting out of it. That's what I'm getting out of it right now. Brian says, I don't like Cox resign. I love him, but not for 14. We should got. I mean, I didn't really like the contract either, but they got out of paying the 18 towards the cap, and they got out of the dead money from 40 to 12 million. So they did some good things there with the cap. Hurts is Howie's issue. Justin says, seems like Howie's sabotaging Sirianni. Scheme team, if they ain't going after other people in free agency, that means they're focusing on the draft. Not entirely, but I mean, I think they're always focusing on the draft. But I think look, if they were going to sign Marcus Williams to a big deal, I feel like the Eagles are trying to trade right now more than actually sign. So, Daryl Stove says, I just hope we can get a QB that could throw. Nothing is going to change because we still got Hurts. Mark my words. King Ocean Blue says Eagles aren't interested in any of this until we see the backup, and the Eagles were interested in him, but player went elsewhere. Tweets pour out. A professor says Honey Badger is not an Eagle. Donnie Beck says Howie should trade the third first rounder and get a second in return and a late first and snag Christian Watson. 6'4", runs 4.3. Reminds me of Pitts, who ran 1,000 yards as a tight end. Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Christian Watson's going to be a beast. I didn't like Cox being resigned either. I wanted Milton Williams to play alongside Hargrave. I mean, I don't know. We got to see what Milton Williams does going to year 2, but he showed some really good promise at the end of the year. I thought a nice flash in the pan first quarter of the season. But Milton Williams, I mean, especially that Cowboys game where they kept all their starters in, Milton Williams was a problem. He was getting pressure every single play. I liked it. They were moving him from defensive end to defensive tackle. They were moving him around a little bit. I liked it. I actually really liked it. Dylan says, Joey, do you mean Nick has grown on you? He's going to blossom this season? Yeah, I didn't realize I was saying it that way, but yeah, pretty much. I'm not holding back on Jada Hurts this year. I'm gonna give him hell. MJ says, okay, thanks, Honey Badger. Would definitely work in Philly, though. John Jones says, yes, he is Justin. That's why both Lurie and Roseman should go one of them. Bruce Roberts says, I love Christian Watson. I have a first-round grade on him. He is legit. Says, I think when Frank gets released by the Colts, the Eagles may pounce. I hope Nick has his house in order by then. I don't know if he's going to. I'm telling you, Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator, is going to be on the hot seat this year. And Jonathan Gannon, because if they give him more pieces defensively, which they're definitely going to add more pieces, then, yeah, I could definitely see that. I take him for sure. Zachary says, Joey Shakes, everyone bashes Hurts, but says our defense was horrible and we had no receivers, so I just need to know who led Philly to playoffs. It wasn't Hurts. Look, if it wasn't for us having a 7 seed this past year, which they added in, we wouldn't have been in the playoffs. If this was before those changes, we wouldn't have been in the playoffs. We beat some really bad teams at the end of the year. We pulled out some wins. We had to rely on another team winning against another team, and it got us in. But I wasn't really mad. I mean, I couldn't have been mad that much about the Tampa Bay game because at the end of the day, we weren't prepared. We weren't ready. We don't have the roster for the playoffs, and that's just the way it is. Easy Money said, Matt Crowd Pro Day on Wednesday. Bombs will be launched for Howie. Tan says, see what y'all forgot was this like for Miami coming back and then games we would have not made into the playoffs at all. Yeah, we lost in the Bucks, but we got to come back from this. I know we do. Like, we got to be like, we're starting to become that resilient team where we're fighting back and we're not giving up. Because 2020 was a really bad year, I think, for a lot of reasons. But I want to see that resiliency in a team. And I thought I saw that last year. At the end of the year, I thought we started running the ball. We started being more focused, made some mistakes along the way. I mean, a lot of mistakes. Rookie head coach, rookie quarterback, rookie first wide receiver, rookie defensive coordinator. I mean, it's just, that's the way it goes, man. I think, they just got to work harder. Slash the scheme team, don't behave, bro, especially on a few fellow person. It shouldn't be a thing. Tony said, I guess Hurts our running back because he ran for more touchdowns than he threw. Drew says earlier in this year there were a lot of screen passes, read option runs by Hurts. I mean, a lot of dump off passes. One of those pretty much those little dump offs where you kind of just throw it to the running back and he runs to the sideline. I mean, it did a lot of that. It looked too vanilla, looked too plain. There's no creativity with this offense. Carlos says, I want the Philadelphia Eagles to sign Odell Beckham Jr. He still is a free agent. I think he's going to the Rams, dude. I think he's going to the Rams. I don't think he's going anywhere else. He says, how many targets Quez had? I bet he had like less, and I still had better year than Rager. Easy Money says, Hurts was trash. Tyra McLean Taylor passing defensive teams were Eagle fans. Keep it real. Yeah, so it looks like they are interested in Jarvis Landry right now. Ernest says, don't know the cost, but Julio would be perfect. I don't know. At 32 years old, got hurt last year, and on top of that, he just hasn't been productive. If you're talking like 5 years ago, Julio Jones, sure. Right now, I mean, look, guys, he's getting older. I mean, these players aren't the same like they used to be anymore. You know what I mean? Not the same. Not the same like it used to be. So I get it. Trust me, I get it. Brian says, so instead of having DK Metcalf, we picked J.J. Instead of Jefferson, we got Rager. Hilarious. How do you do so bad? Rager was worst wide receiver out of all 6 rounds besides Mims. And Doug Peterson, John Clark had the interview with Doug Peterson this offseason early before he got the Jaguars head coaching job. And he asked Doug, like, oh, why did you guys pick Rager over Justin Jefferson? And he's like, I forgot what Doug said, but he said, like, me, or he said something like, he pretty much said in other words, like, I didn't draft Jalen Rager. I wasn't me that drafted Jalen Rager. So Doug, obviously didn't have much control in the draft. I mean, definitely not. MJ says Dallas, Philly, Washington, Giants this season in that order. Professor Chaos says, what's Smith targets compared to true number one like JJ or Adams? Daryl Stowe said, on that game against Tampa, everyone was open. Hurts can't throw. It's true. It's true. Let's see. Princess says, the Reed era and Peterson Super Bowl era made players want to come here. The Sirianni Howie era isn't attractive, and I agree. The culture's not attractive here. I definitely agree. Isn't in fact, look it up. Nike long toss 2017 Corral 1. Corral has a stronger arm than Lawrence Fields. Lance Hurts by far. Zachary says, easy money. You don't even know football, and you have proven that every chat you come on. You keep banging the table for a college quarterback with zero arm strength. Couldn't even be that Baylor. I'm still on the Travis Fulgham BS, having him sit and leaving Rager in there. Yeah, him leaving and having JJ and Rager still playing. Steve said 500 got to stop doing videos with know-it-all. Oh, God. I'm trying to not read some of these, but I'm trying to. Marty says he couldn't have over 1,000 yards last year. Demi says, I feel like you really need a year or two to develop in NFL as far as NBA, where the season is so long and not as revolving. Robert says if he gets help where he doesn't have to put all the pressure on himself, he will be a beast wherever compliments him. Prescott says no reason he shouldn't be getting 10 to 15 targets minimum. It's horrible, man. Sometimes not even that. Sometimes 4 to 7 targets a game. Mark says, yo, Jerry, where's the next shakedown? The shakedown is going to be tonight at 9 on 500's channel. Daryl Stove says, why would you want a wide receiver as a QB can't throw? Well, dude, we have to get talent at wide receiver. We have to get another receiver. I mean, eventually. I mean, just because Hurts is the quarterback, so we're not going to build this offense because Hurts is the quarterback. I mean, it is what it is. So Robert says that run with him running at Tampa Bay, that screen pass, he juked the dudes that made 2 guys run each other. Lily says, Daryl, you draft a future contract. Steve H says it was 17-game season. Hurts still messed up Smith's record up. Yeah, it's horrible, man. David says Hurts just needs to be better O-line and he'd be okay. Shape up defense is my main concern. She says, do you think we should take Jameson Williams, Olave, Drake London, or Garrett Wilson with the first round this year? Yeah, I think that's what they're doing. If they can't land Jarvis Landry, I don't think they're getting one. I don't think they're getting look, if they land Jarvis Landry, I don't think they get receiver in the first round. Like I said, if they get a receiver in free agency, I don't know. We'll see. Robert says we need a physical receiver. I also like Drake London or George Pickens. They are raw. Also, Jesus, stop making excuses for Hurts. He better come back next year and improve. I already know what he could do with his legs. Exactly. Thomas says Bleeding Green Nation says Eagles interested in Landry. Yep, that's what I've seen. Yeah, Landry would help, but it just depends if he wants that much money on a short-term deal. That's what I'm kind of looking for. Frederick Cass says Rager took too many targets from Smitty. Why Hurts even continue to throw to Rager is beyond me. I still don't get it. I still don't get it. So I said Robbie Gravino is talking about double standards. I will guarantee you were rooting for Wentz in his first season and in his second season, but won't do the same for Hurts. Robbie does Hurts okay defense. Huston play defense as Herbert had 80% complete percentage against defense, but I forgot Jalen plays linebacker, right? You see the praising some of the wideouts with speed, saying they will move up in the draft. 40 don't have to do with it. It's the tape on what we see. Granzier said, good morning from the West Coast. Joey Shake, let's talk crazy, scary movies, too. Appreciate it, man. What's going on, Granzier? Yeah, I saw they're interested in Landry. I see it. It's here. Professor Cass says, Devonta already a better route runner than Julio. I could see that, definitely. Missing out. We're missing out on so much production right now. It's not even funny. It's not even funny right now. I get it, but it's not even funny on how much we're missing out on this right now. Bear Sleep said, if Rager don't have 4 touchdowns by week 3, I want him cut. I hope he's not starting, dude. I really hope. If I see, if they draft, just say they draft the receiver in the first round and they still play Rager. I mean, if they play Rager over Quez Watkins, that's what's really going to piss me off. It's really going to piss me off. Fresh Cat says Rager should be off to a team before the season starts. We've seen enough. Yo, what's up? I don't know if you checked what I asked, but you think we're going to get anyone today? I don't know. So far, it looks like Jarvis Landry looks like they're on the Eagles' radar right now. Eagles QB coach Brian Johnson saying Kenny Pickett's pro day. What are they doing? I don't know. They're doing their due diligence right now. Robert says linebacker, wideout, second corner, safety, third offensive lineman, fourth running back at the rookie we got last draft. Gainwell think he was a fifth. DJ says there are 364 people in the chat. Run up the likes. Appreciate it, guys. There is 376 in the chat right now. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We're doing these streams. This is day 8 of live reaction to free agency. Looks like the Eagles have interest in Jarvis Landry, so it's definitely something to look after as of right now. If you guys, like I said, subscribe to the channel. Check out some of the videos if you guys haven't. Like the stream if you guys haven't either. Let's try to get this to 200 likes today. Let's try to get to 200 likes. Much love to everybody that joined the stream today. We're going to be having the Philly Shakedown tonight on Philly 500's channel. So we haven't been together since all this news has come out. So we're definitely going to talk about a lot of things today. So I'm excited about that too. Excited about that as well. Much love to everybody joined the stream today. MJ says Philly versus Wentz is going to be hella funny this year. Garen says Panther Nation podcast on YouTube about to show Kenny Pickett's pro day in 15 minutes. Let's see. Scott says people love saying Pat Mahomes is great, so let's compare a simp that threw his first 8 starts. Hurts is the only other QB that ran and threw for a combined 2,600. Julio Jones has bad legs, small tissue disorder. Chris, if you're going to talk to me on someone's back, make sure you have the same energy to say it to his face as far as bench and other content creators. Let's see. Donald says the Eagles coaches are at Kenny Pickett's pro day. Do-do. There you go. Yo, George, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, bro. Chris Debo said, would you draft Kenny Pickett? Fred says Kenny Pickett has little hands on a big heart. Rob says, can Fulgham block like Whiteside? He is better. I think he can block. I think Fulgham wasn't bad at blocking. Yeah, I played college football. I played Division II when Utica was Division II. I used to play at Utica, upstate New York. That's where I used to play. I played for a few seasons. By 2-3 years I played. I played about 3 years at Utica for a few years as a defensive tackle. Chris, what happened to that night skin rookie receiver we had that towards ACL in the beginning? Oh, Trevon Grimes, bro. That guy I was so excited for. Trevon Grimes from Florida. I mean, he actually beat Surtain. Like, he actually beat him, when he faced Surtain in some games, he actually played really well. I mean, I was really excited for Trevon Grimes, man. Grimes was my guy. I was excited. I was excited for anyone to beat JJ. That's all that mattered. That's pretty much what I was excited for. We got super chat from Taylor Henry. What's going on, man? Appreciate the super chat. He says, grade the first round, Lloyd, Stingley, Wyatt, Burke. Lloyd, Stingley, Wyatt, Burke. I mean, that's an A- right there, bro. It's an A-. It's an A- because I think we just need more at edge rusher. But I like it, though. You get a linebacker, you get a cornerback, you get a receiver or a defensive tackle. I like it. I like that too. I mean, 19th, I don't think they're going. I don't think they would wait that long to get a defensive tackle. I think they go a little earlier for it. Fred says, I would scream with joy if we drafted Pickett. Little fingers, big heart. Yo, Brim, he said, let's sign Joey. Mayor Slate says, yeah, Travis can block. Remember, you push the dude all the way to the locker room. Yeah, I started. Yeah, I did. I started in college. Well, yeah, I got pretty much I had colleges visit my high school when we were a couple guys. There was two other guys I played with that went to other schools. But I had a few schools visit me in high school, a few college teams. I think what happened was I have a highlight, but I played in a senior game that was drafted of the whole entire New York State. I was in the state game that you have to get drafted. So if you don't get drafted to that state game, and there's over like 22 to 50 colleges watching. So, obviously it was Division II. It wasn't Division I or anything like that. It was Division II. I think Utica now is Division III. And I used to go to the Syracuse games for free when I went to Utica, because Utica used to be owned by Syracuse, Division I school, Syracuse. So I used to go to the Syracuse games for free. It used to be so much fun. So much fun. So, Crack says, I want that DK really, really bad, like really, really bad. Fred says, it ain't the size that matters. It's the motion in the ocean. Kenny Pickett. Yeah, I want Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis, I'm very, very high on. Christian Wyatt or Davonte. I don't know why I call him Christian Wyatt for. Davonte Wyatt or Jordan Davis. Both on pre-draft visits to the Philadelphia Eagles. Skeptic Jr. said, Joey, do you want Tyra Matthews or DK? I want DK more than Matthew, but I'll take either or. Mark, so what's up, Shakes? Have I missed anything? Not really. It looks like the Eagles are interested in Jarvis Landry, and that's as far as it's going right now. He said Jordan Davis won't make it. Last 16 charges got taken at 17 most likely. I don't know if he's going to be a top 10 pick. I don't think he's going to be. I don't think it's going to be. Eric said they're always going to get hurt players. Jenna says, say DK if you want DK in our receiver core. DK. Mike Litchers with the super chat. Appreciate it much, man. He says, do you think Jordan Davis makes the 15? I think he will. And if not, do you think do you trade up to get him? I don't know, man. Like, I don't think he's going to be a top 10 pick as everyone thinks he's going to be. I don't think he's going to. I think there's way too many needs for other teams. I think a lot of defensive ends are going to be taken, a cornerback and Sauce. The more players get drafted in the first round, maybe a receiver gets drafted top 10 this year. It could happen. So if they feel, I don't feel like they have to move that far. If they want to move up a couple picks, 2-3 spots, if they want to do that, just to be on the safe side, I'd be fine with it. You won't have to give up that much anyway. But I believe they'll do a little bit. I think he'll make it out of the top 10. I think he'll make it. Zachary says if anyone does take Davis before 15, it will be Baltimore. Yeah, Baltimore develops defensive tackles really well over the years. They always develop defensive tackles really good. Yo, Broderick, what's going on, man? He said it would be nice to get both Davonte Wyatt and Jordan Davis. Yeah, I don't think they're getting both. They're not double dipping, but I think they're going to get at least one of those guys. Both of those guys are coming. I have pre-draft visits with the Eagles. I mean, you're not picking two defensive tackles. I don't know. You're not doing that. I think, a re-sign possibly is Jamon Hargrave. You got two. They're not letting, I don't know. I don't see them, unless they're going to let both of them walk. I don't see them keeping just one. I have them keeping just one guy, and that's it. I don't have Fletcher Cox and Hargrave walking unless they want to let them both walk. Okay. Unless they let both of these guys walk. And then, yeah, then you can try to at least maybe Milton Williams becomes the next defensive tackle, the starting defensive tackle for the Eagles. I have no idea. So we got a super chat from Quay J. Smith. What's going on, man? He says we need to get Nate Gary to piss Philly 500 off. Oh, man, he would be pissed. He'd be pissed. I'd be pissed. Damn, I'd be pissed. If that's like – and that's why I think they're going after a linebacker. I think what the Eagles are going to do, they're going to draft – I would literally go after defensive tackle and linebacker in the first round. Boom. Those would be my two picks. My two picks would be defensive tackle and linebacker. I get mixed between defensive end and defensive tackle, but I really want – we need defensive tackle because – two guys could become free agents. That's the problem I'm having right now. You know what I mean? Colton B with the super chat. What's going on, man? He says, how do people think Hurts has? I know he has a major flaws, but he's not terrible, and out D fell apart against Tampa with one good wide receiver. No, I know it's not. It's not all on Hurts, but when you miss three wide open touchdowns to Quez Watkins, it's a big deal. But at the same time, Shane Steichen and Nick are not helping their quarterback when he's struggling. They are not getting they're not getting the best talent we have open on the field in this playoff game that we played. It's more than just Jalen Hurts. It's route combinations, play design. It's a lot more than Hurts. That's why I think Shane Steichen is on the hot seat next year. 100%, I think he's on the hot seat next year. Wide receiver at 19 for sure. Like I said, I don't think they're going to have all three first round picks. They're not picking three guys in the first round. I don't think it's going to happen. Zara says Steve Eagles would need to trade up for Hamilton. Robert says he moved down in the draft, and that's sad. Davis is the first, and Travis Jones in the fourth. Janet Show says if we're going to double dip, it should be Dean and Lloyd. Dean at weak side linebacker. Lloyd at middle linebacker. No, they're not double. Like, we're already struggling enough for them to draft a linebacker in general. But from what Howie did say at his press conference, at the end of the year, that he doesn't have the right linebackers for this scheme, it kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? It kind of makes sense. I get it. Cholar says, how Hurts will surprise many people next year. Dylan says he needs to work on arm strength. Professor Chaos says Shane Buns for real. Zachary says VJ Travis Jones ain't slipping in the fourth round. Marcus says Davis, Walker, Lloyd, or Dean. Travon Walker is just interesting for me right now. Like, Walker would probably be the next on my list, but the problem with Walker, okay, good combine, but 6 sacks for Georgia. He's got 6 sacks. That's it. I mean, it's not much. You had Devontae Wyatt, Jordan Davis, and you couldn't get more than 6 sacks. I mean, I don't know. The sack numbers, I understand nothing's on sack numbers, but, usually these guys explode in college. Like, if you have a defensive line like that, I feel like he should have done more. So I'm kind of going towards Jermaine Johnson. If anything, edge rusher-wise, Jermaine Johnson would be my guy. So we'll see. Darius said 50 Jermaine Johnson, 16 Andrew Booth, 19 Devin Lloyd, Christian Watson, Jalen Petre. It's a good one there too. We got a super chat from Quay J. Says, why are people slandering first round Battle Hall of Fame QB Hurts? The sarcasm. I smell the sarcasm. George Burwell says we might have to trade up in the draft. 5 defensive end could go before us, and we lost Ojabos. Once it gets around pick 11, it's going to start getting sketchy. It might, because now with Ojabo gone, now it makes it harder for us to get an edge rusher, which, you know what? If it was up to me, there's a couple combinations I would do. I would do defensive end. If we're only keeping 2 picks, okay, let's be realistic, because they're not picking 3 guys in the first round. If they're keeping 2 picks, okay, I could see Jermaine Johnson. I could look at this point. I could see edge rusher, defensive tackle in the first round, or I could see defensive tackle, linebacker. That's what I'm kind of looking for right now. That's what I'm looking for right now. So, yeah, I got it. I took care of it. We're good. Lewis says, MIFU fan JJ is a beast. He's one of 3 players that gave it all, win, lose, or draw. Steve H says, how many run fits first QBs line hurts one? No, run first quarterbacks? There's none. Ever. I don't think there's been one, to be honest. In the Super Bowl, I don't think there's been one. You got a point there. Because really, like, having the luxury of a quarterback running like that is great. But if defenses make us one-dimensional and shut down Jalen Hurts' passing game, running is not going to do anything. Even if he gets his first downs, it doesn't win you football games. It's an added attribute that helps his skill set, but at the end of the day, it's not doing anything more than that. You know what I mean? I get it. I mean, trust me. I get it, but yo, Elliot Petoskey, what's going on, man? He says, even if we bring a vet cornerback in, we have to draft a cornerback in the first round. Much more important down the line. Yeah, but I don't look, because that's not how Howie operates. If he picks a corner, if he signs a veteran cornerback, there's no way they're going to sign one in the first round. I just don't see it happening. If you don't get a veteran cornerback, you're not signing a cornerback 1 in the first round to have him sit behind a veteran. So to me, that makes no sense. It makes no sense. They're not like that would piss me. Like what you just said would probably piss me off a lot more, just because if they're going to go into free agency and go get a veteran cornerback and they still get a cornerback in the first round, what are they going to do? They're going to sit our first round pick cornerback. It's just, that's what I don't get about it. I don't think that happens though. Walker scares me as he was a third sidekick into Davis and Wyatt, and Davis got doubled a lot. Yeah, he scares me a little bit. The 6 sacks really scares me because it's like he should have done a lot more. Zach says Sean Johnson, he's lost 2 fumbles, but I was really bad camp. Shula says, I think we always trade off for secondary since we missed Surtain and Carolina quarter last year. Yeah, we missed J.C. Horn and Surtain with the Carolina and Denver picks. I mean, that was it. I mean, after most of the receivers went off, and Davonte Smith was the only one that was left. You know, Surtain was picked. J.C. Horn was picked by the Panthers, and we were kind of like that. That draft was bad. I mean, that board went down quick. I think I was on the Kyle Pitts train last year. So, I was on that Kyle Pitts train, but obviously it didn't last too long. We got a top 5. We got the best route. We literally got a top 5 player of that draft. A top 3, top 5 player of that draft. No joke. That's what we got. Sean says, my bad, Zach, for running QB has not, but Wentz has only so many fumbles near 20. I mean, that's crazy, though. VA says, a running back should be a higher priority than it because of Sanders being injury prone. I mean, I don't think the Eagles even pay him, to be honest. Like, if you build your offensive line, you don't need to pay her. Like look at Ezekiel Elliott. Like, look what he used to be, and look at him now. Like, first 3 years in the league, he was fantastic. Now he's like a 4-yard rusher, and that's it. The Cowboys are paying him. He's $18 million this year. $18 million for him to run 4 yards. I mean, that's about it. I mean, he's not running. He's a 4-yard rusher. That's all he is. So paying running backs, like the shelf life for running backs are way too short. They're short careers. They're not long careers. So I get it. You know what I mean? Ronnie Yancey says, I feel like it would be missed out on filling in our corner spot for the future if we pass Sauce. I think it's necessary. He's going to go top 10, bro. They're going to have to move up for him. If you want Sauce, you're going to have to move up. Oh, he says, no, you start the first round pick and have the cornerback go off the bench. We sign a vet cornerback in case the cornerback we want in the draft doesn't fall to us. Yeah, that's a lot of promise, though. Like you say, hey, we're only going to bring you in case if we miss out on a top cornerback, then, if we miss out, then you'll be the starting cornerback. So I don't know if that's going to work out. We'll see, though. Kago says, watch out for George Pickens in the day 2. Dude's a baller, big physical and shit. And think if it weren't for injuries, could be number 1 in this class. If you get a vet, I could see him in green. We'll see. We'll see. Joe Merrick says, even the bad QB can move the ball between the 20s. The difference between a great QB, great teams, and those who scores touchdowns, red zone, running QB doesn't guarantee a touchdown in red zone. Let's see. Christian Vine says, "Do you think Howie is going to redeem himself in free agency draft?" I think he'll make some good picks in this draft. I have a good. I'm always worried, but I got a good feeling about it. I think we're actually looking at the right guys. I mean, from those 2 pre-draft visits, at least they went to Georgia's pro day and they already have 2 visits already from 2 Georgia prospects. So that's a really good start. It makes me feel a little good inside. Makes me feel real good inside. So I feel good about it. Joey, thoughts on the movie The Thing, the original or the new one? I think there's 2 of them. I don't know. Lloyd says, good day, Joey. I can't believe people are skipping over Gowan, ready to be surprised. Yeah, Tate Gowan's going to be interesting. He was actually ready to be, I think the Eagles were going to pick him in that draft. But unfortunately, I think Arizona picked him, and that was pretty much it. So we got him in the Zach Ertz trade. I mean, I like the competition with Zach McPherson, Tate Gowan. I think Tate Gowan I'm most excited about. You have Carter Jr., the other guy we traded for. So interesting. I think the trade deadline, we trade for that Carter Jr., whatever his name was. Mag says, bro, Devonta Smith is not a top 5 player in the 2021 draft, not class if you're talking to receivers. Yes, like numbers 4 or 5, but not all. Well, yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying within the wide receivers. That's what I'm saying. Sean says the draft is so top heavy. We'll get someone we want at 15. Don't be surprised if Stingley's there at 15. I don't know where Stingley's going to go, bro. Like I don't until we see. I think his pro day is April 6th. His pro day is April 6th, so that's something we have to watch out for. So I think we have to watch out for that. And for what's Russell Wilson is trying to recruit Bobby Wagner to the Broncos. Samuel Carrero says pick 15 defensive line for Sean 16 Lloyd, trade 19 with Rager, 4th round pick Seattle. Eric says, what up, Joey? Miss anything? Get my man Mr. Shakes to 200 likes. Appreciate it, Eric. Appreciate it very much, man. So we're over the 2-hour mark. Thanks for reminding me. Perfect timing, actually. We're over the 2-hour mark, 2 hours, 5 minutes of the stream. Day 8 live reaction of free agency. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. We cover the Eagles every single day. And definitely check out some of the videos. Check out some of the live. We've been streaming for 8 days straight. I mean, this is different. This never happens on this channel, but I'm wondering if you guys actually like the more streams, then maybe we'll do more of them. I don't know. But definitely enjoying myself. Very excited, and I'm ready to go. I'm just so ready for the draft. I'm ready to see what they do in free agency. And obviously, Jarvis Landry seems like another target that the Eagles say they're going after at wide receiver. But we'll see how long that lasts before we lose on him as well. So I'm pretty excited about it. If you guys haven't hit the like button to the stream, please hit the like button. Try to get to 200 likes if we could do that. We're at 194 right now. Much love to everybody that joined the stream today. We're just having fun, man. Even though it's the off season. It's I say it's somewhat busy, but obviously with the Eagles, it's not entirely busy right now. But excited and ready to go. You know what I mean? Excited and ready to go. And that's it. So subscribe, hit the like button. Much love to everybody that's in here. Much love to everybody that is in here as of right now. Let's see. Professor Cass is paying $90 million for second best running back on the roster. Common Star says, I hope we don't extend Sanders. Sanders could easily be replaced. Zarek says, Miles Sanders, B. Scott, Kenny G, and Jason Huntley. If Eagles do take a running back, it will be. Do we still have Jason Huntley on the roster? Huntley's a good player, man. We are gifted at running back because we are deep at running back. Jason Huntley is definitely he could definitely be in a rotation, but there's just not enough room for him, and there's way too much competition in front of him. So when we acquired him from the Lions, I thought that was a really good move. He had a really good training camp, a couple of years back. When we ended up getting him, Huntley's been one of my favorite guys, but obviously not given the opportunity. So, Karen Holmes says Georgia likes to rotate their defensive line. Walker could have easily gotten more than 6 sacks. That's what I'm thinking, bro. John says no, Christian. I don't want to believe a word Howie says because he'll say one thing and turn right around and say another. He's not going to change the lore. He knows that's the problem. Yeah, the Eagles are interested in Jarvis Landry right now. I almost said Thomas Landry. I don't know why. Zary said Eagles need to sign safety ASAP. You are probably sadly right, John. John says, good question. I can't think of when the last time Howie said something and then lied about it. Yeah, I mean, he does. I mean, but at the same time, I think at the same time, guys, like he's not going to show all his cards. And look, in the offseason, you guys have to understand, like Howie Roseman, he's going to say things that he's not going to potentially say it's going to mess up his plans. Other teams are going to find out what the Eagles are doing. That's the whole issue too. The comments that Tate Gowan said he is the Tom Brady of cornerbacks. Yeah, that's. I remember I made a video on that. I saw that. We shall see if his words hold up. NFL World Cup potential. J.D. McKissick replacement has arrived in Buffalo. Veteran running back Duke Johnson signing a one-year deal with the Bills. Yeah, remember we had interest in Duke Johnson when he was with the Browns a while back? I remember we had a lot of interest in him a while. I forgot what year that was. I remember we had a lot of interest in Duke Johnson. Joe says, Joey, what position did you play and get scouted for? Defensive tackle. So I played left tackle. I played left tackle. I mean, I played from Pee Wee up till I played pretty much every position on the offensive line besides left guard. I played center. Middle school I played center. But when I got to high school, I played left tackle. I played defensive end at first, and then my coach actually switched me to defensive tackle because he really liked I used to do the spin move and bull rush. And I actually, next time we stream tomorrow, I'll actually put up a clip. I have a bunch of clips I have to record. I have a bunch of clips I have recorded like on DVDs. I have a bunch of games that we played. So I'll actually take one from the state game when I was scouted in the state game at the end of my senior year, and I'll show you like a couple. I made I probably made the hardest hit of the whole game on a quarterback, and it's so funny because the quarterback that I hit, and he was on the ground for like 10 minutes. Like this quarterback was on the ground for he didn't see me coming. The quarterback was just running to the left, and his head was turned the opposite direction. No idea it was coming, and I planted him in the ground so hard he was on the ground for like 10 minutes. So, I made there was a rotation in that game. So I made I had a sack and 3-4 tackles. I think 2 tackles for loss. So, Eric says Matthew Smith. Smith did just say that Devonta Smith was the 4th or 5th best receiver in the draft. Robert says Wentz can't even learn from the hit from Clowney hit. I still think he keeps running like Gump without any recognition. Jabira Abdullah says, do you think we get someone today? I'm hoping, bro. I'm hoping we do. Rocky says Davis or Wyatt will be the first pick. I think it's realistic. I think they're getting a defensive tackle. I think that's what they want to get. They want to get young at defensive tackle. And they want to get Jordan Davis or Christian or Devon. I keep saying Christian Wyatt. Why am I saying that? You know why? I'm thinking about Christian Wilkins. That's what I'm thinking about. The guy that went to the Clemson guy from 2019 that went to Miami. I was high on that draft. The 2019 Clemson's defensive line that year, I was really high on the defensive line from Clemson. Christian Wilkins was like one of my guys I wanted so badly. Tim Wall says Rager, JJR, a waste of time, money, and space on this team. Trading or releasing them should be a priority this season. True that. They need to upgrade badly. Elliot says if we do take wide receiver, want Landon, Burks, or Pickens. Marcus says all the talk about Georgia guys. What about Travis Jones? Travis Jones is another guy they could look at too. Travis Jones could definitely be an underrated sneak peek pick in the top 20. Tony says if we bring back Nelson at cornerback 1 year, that shouldn't stop us from taking that position. I mean, definitely not. But if Steven Nelson comes back, I mean, and you draft a first round cornerback, you got to start your first round corner over him. But Steven Nelson's not looking to be a backup; he's looking to be a starter. So, us signing a veteran cornerback probably will not happen until after the draft. Maybe. Oh, Kerry Vincent Jr. I thought he was a corner. He is a safety. Okay, from LSU. I remember. We'll see. Steve A says, Joey, obviously we like the streams, brother. I appreciate it, man. John said we need to go after DK. Can't wait till the draft. How many more weeks till the draft? April 28th, I think, is the draft. April 28th. Zachary says Kerry Vincent could play a strong safety. We already know Anthony Harris and Marcus Epps. Steve says Joey stream Elden Ring. I haven't played it at all. There's Julio Jones 1 month until the draft. Paul says, Joey noticed misspelling in title first. Did I? Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know if I misspelled anything. I might have because I did it really quick when I woke up, so I probably did. I'll fix it after the stream. Chris says, what up, Joey? The Eagles will end up signing Jarvis Landry as the veteran they said is Smith. He was cool with it. And Patrick Peterson at the corner of expert, and look out for Odell Beckham. We'll see, Chris. I don't know. I think realistically, I don't know if they're going to get any of these guys. Realistically, I don't know. They're going to show interest in Jarvis Landry, but they're going to pull back last second. So I'm not really sure. John Jones says, weekly, how many weeks? I think 4 to 5 weeks till last Thursday. Marcus says, Jones bigger than Wyatt, more athletic and explosive than Jordan Davis. Tim Wall says, we need better at run plays. RPO plays are too obvious and cost us a couple winnable games against big teams. Zary says, John Jones, 5 weeks. Duke Johnson is a tragic name. Yeah, no Matt Ryan, bro. Definitely not. Yes, I was a trench boy. Yep. I wanted to be a receiver, but I was too big for it. I think I ran what I run. I ran a 4.8. I think I ran a 4.8. I think in high school I was benching 225. Oh man, I was benching 225. Like I think by my senior year I was benching 225 28 times. I think I deadlifted like 450. I mean, I used to be in the gym every day. I used to put like a 70-pound vest on. I used to run up the track. I did wrestling for a while too, and I hated it. I did wrestling for probably 1 or 2 years, and I didn't I just practiced. I didn't do anything to keep my conditioning and stuff up. I used to wrestle too, so I used to do all that stuff. Now, do you think if you didn't hurt yourself, you could see yourself going to college? No, I mean, I ended up breaking my hand my junior year, so I was out my junior year. I was out with a broken hand. I ended up breaking my hand, and I ended up breaking my hand during practice. I didn't know it was broken. I was blocking, and all of a sudden my hand got numb for like a half hour, and then I pretty much work myself back, and then yeah. I know. I knew college was going to be the last of where I was going to go. I was only in Division II school, so it wasn't like anything crazy. But I was good, but I didn't play for personal reasons. I had to leave college. I didn't finish college for personal reasons. Unfortunately, for a few years, a lot of family issues, and a lot of stuff was going on. So, I played college football at the end of the day, so I was happy. That was my dream to play college ball. And I did it. So, I mean, I miss it till this day. That's why I do this and I do all this stuff. So I haven't seen Batman at all. Oh, God, I just choked on something. Sorry. Hold on 1 second. Oh, man. Sorry. Oh, Jesus. Oh, my God. All right, I'm good. I almost died. Wow, I almost died right there. Joe, if we end up with Jarvis, would be upset. I feel like he'd be a great veteran presence, Davonte and Quez. I feel like he's got a lot of elite football left. I don't know. It just depends on how much money he's going to want. All right, I'm good. Oof. Man, that was bad. Wow. Sorry. Wow, that was bad. Professor Chaos says Batman was pretty good, but Riddle was complete trash. The Riddler. Matt Ryan to the Colts. Is that true? I have seen nothing. Colts have emerged as landing spot for Falcons Matt Ryan, and the two sides. Two sides are in trade talk. Sorry, I don't know what happened with me. The Atlanta Falcons are trading Matt Ryan to the Colts, the Indianapolis Colts. Interesting. So they're interested in the Colts. They're interested in Baker Mayfield and Matt Ryan. Oh, boy. Yeah, unfortunately, that's probably what happened, bro. Paz almost coughed to death at work. Nobody cared. Demarion Hicks says Colts and Falcons working on a trade. Jesus Christ. Water. Oh, my God, I'm good. Sorry. I don't know what the hell just happened. You good, home? Yeah, but you have to say pause after saying I choked on something. Sorry. That's what happens when you swallow some of that dip. Yeah, I know. That was a mistake. What happens if I have it in and I'm talking way too much? That's what happens. Kyoto Michael says, think Baker can go to Seattle. Seattle now. Yeah, the Colts had interest in Baker Mayfield, but obviously that looks like it's not even happening anymore. Deshaun says we need a big, faster receiver or safety, another linebacker. Yeah, so that's interesting, man. So I think that's a great spot for Matt Ryan. Good offense around him. Look what they did to Phillip Rivers. Look what they did. They did some good things to Phillip Rivers. I thought they did a really good job with him. I didn't think Phillip Rivers was going to play well at all, but man, he had an offensive line. I mean, he looked good. Rivers looked really good. Rocky says the QB carousel has been insane. Yeah, this has been probably one of the most busy off seasons when it comes to quarterbacks. First guess, Wentz better than washed Matt Ryan. Yeah, I would probably say so too. It was coming. Says, how you feel about D Adams trade? A D Adams trade? Oh, I mean, oh my God. I mean, they paid him the money he wanted to pay. I mean, it really shows like Davonte Adams didn't want to play with Aaron. They were going to offer him the same money. But Aaron Rodgers actually said he knew that he wasn't going to stay with Green Bay. So I guess he kind of knew. It's Big O. So Browns want 2 first-round picks for Baker. Colts said, no, we look at Matt. No, hell no. Now they want to get some picks back that they gave up. Now they're being greedy. NFL World says with Matt Ryan likely heading to Indy, would imagine Baker Mayfield heads to the Seahawks. Yeah, it could happen. It could happen. So do you think we'll use Reddick at times at the Sam position? Oh, I definitely think so. They're going to definitely use his versatility. But most importantly, I need him at edge rusher badly. We need him at edge rusher. It should open up a lot for Hargrave and a lot for Fletcher Cox, whatever side he's going to be on. Probably most likely he's going to be on Hargrave's side, which is the strong side. So Daniel Hall says, why do Colts keep doing this to themselves, being everybody's sloppy second? Phillip Rivers, Wentz, now Matt Ryan. Just draft the damn QB and cross your fingers. You're all closing your own window for a ring. Yeah, it's getting close. It's getting close. They might, you know what I mean? Like this, that's why this quarterback class isn't that great this year. This quarterback class isn't good. I mean, that's just the truth, man. Like it would have been a lot easier for us to try to get a veteran quarterback if that was the case. But with these quarterbacks coming in now, it's tough. We got George Burwell at the Super Chat. Appreciate it very much, man. He says, do you think we resign McLeod, sign Honey Badger, or maybe draft a safety in the second round? Brisker, Jalen Petre, Lewis Kine could all be there. I don't know. I mean, they could. Like, I don't think they're going after Kyle Hamilton. That's just me. But as of right now, like, there'd be no doubt in my mind they bring back McLeod. I mean, if they brought Anthony Harris back on a 1-year deal, McLeod can come back on a 1-year deal. It could happen. If they have a plan at safety, I mean, Honey Badger, I don't think he's coming here. He's going to the Colts or going to, obviously, the Dallas Cowboys. But, I mean, if the Eagles could swing it, great. If they can get him, great. But I would love Honey Badger next to Anthony Harris if that's the case. But I don't think so. I think they're either going to draft in the second round. They'll either draft the safety in the second round to pair up with Anthony Harris, or they're going to sign Ronnie McLeod back. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I don't put it past them for signing McLeod back. I thought McLeod would have been signed way before Anthony Harris was signed. Let's see. Jose said, when Matt Ryan head to Indy, do you think the Falcons will now want to draft Malik Willis? They could. They could. I'm excited to see what team he goes to. I had him going to Pittsburgh, but now definitely not with Trubisky and obviously what's his face there now. They signed him as the backup. The quarterback that played for Washington. I forgot his name. Cameron says Matt Ryan is still above average QB in my opinion. I mean, I think he's still got a lot left in the tank. I don't think his career is done. I think he has a lot left in the tank as of right now. Rock says, I guess we sent Coach Brian Johnson's to Pickett's Pro Day. Yes, we did. I don't know what's going on, Joey. I kept trying to send a super chat, but it wouldn't go through. I was scared. I sent my whole bank account. You're good. I mean, it's never happened to me before, but you know, it only went through once, so you're good. Tony said, will we even use 3 linebackers at the same time? No, I don't know. I don't know. We might. Yeah, I think different schemes. We're going to be going 4-3-3-4 disguising coverages, which we were promised last year, but we didn't have the players to do that. The soft zone coverage I can't stand either. Colin says, Matt Ryan is still good, but was a crap roster with the Falcons. QB is only good as the roster. It's true. Danny says, according to stats, Harris is the 10th best safety in the league. Professor Cass says, J. Jaw is obviously only your 2 receiver in the league. That why he's still on the team, I don't know. Tim Wall says, Eagles are winning the division. Dilly. I really hope so. That'd be great if they could. I think the Cowboys take a step back. I think obviously Carson Wentz is in a really good situation, a better roster with Washington offensively. He'll win games, he'll lose games, but I don't think it takes them over the top. You know what I mean? So, and the Giants, I think are still going to be a crap team this year. I don't think they're going to be good. They keep putting their faith into Daniel Jones. I don't know. They have some really bad free agent signings from last year. So Kenny Galladay's definitely one of the worst I've seen. I mean, Kenny Galladay's not a number 1 receiver. They paid him like one, but he's not. You know, Christian Kirk, they paid him like a number 1 receiver. You know, the Jaguars did, but he's definitely not a number 1. So we got Chris Scott. What's going on, man? I said Matthew to Eagles for 2 years, 18 million guaranteed, supposedly done. Yeah, where? I doubt it. I don't know. I don't know about that. Let's see. Kemsky says if the Eagles were to sign, no, actually, he didn't say that. Yeah, I haven't seen nothing. On, Honey Badger, obviously. So we'll see. Young says Honey Badger 2 years. Did we sign Honey Badger or no? Is this a joke? Because I don't see anything right now. I don't see nothing right now. Say. See here. I was afraid of Russell Wilson going to the Giants or Washington. That would have been really scary. If Russell went to the Giants, especially with Brian DeBoll as the coach, quarterback-friendly coaches, I'm telling you, that would have scared the crap out of me. Russell Wilson going to Washington would have put them in the playoffs. I mean, instantly playoff contenders. I mean, that's how much of a difference it would have been. I've seen it was a false report. I'm not surprised. I'll pick up Bobby Wagner, pair him with Dean, and build the future. I mean, that wouldn't be that's a good idea, but I don't think it's going to happen though. So it said, y'all just want to spend money, even though we don't have a chance to win the Super Bowl. What's the point of wasting money if you know you don't have a chance to win? Maybe they think they have a chance to win. I don't know. Maybe they think different than we do. I mean, it's really them at the end of the day. They don't think like we do. They don't draft the players like they think they're going to draft or sign the free agents that we want. So they must think, no, we're not Super Bowl contenders this year, but you want to make some noise, get into the playoffs, great. But thing really has to turn around. Professor Chaos says, nah, they still wouldn't have figured out a way to mess it up. NFL World says, could Patrick Peterson sign with the Eagles this offseason? I think there's a good chance. If Steven Nelson doesn't sign, I think Pat Pete could come here. Play opposite of Big Play Slay, two veteran, highly great reputational veteran cornerbacks that are well respected. Increase his pass rush. You could see two of these guys ball out. You know what I mean? I'd rather have Pat. And look, I understand, like, I want a homegrown talent at cornerback. I finally want one, but I know they're not going to get one this year. If I saw him in the mix for Xavier Rhodes, Pat Pete already talked about the Eagles being, being obviously a good fit for him on NFL Network. We saw that. And obviously Darius Slay Big Play Slay likes to recruit these cornerbacks like he did Steven Nelson last year. So Keemon Silva says, hey, Joey, do you think Washington could be a good sleeper team? It just depends, man. Like Carson Wentz, I think they'll win him some games. It's really up to Carson Wentz at the end of the day. I think they'll win him some games. I think it's a good spot for him because I think it's a better offense. It just depends. It really just depends. I don't know. I don't think it gets them over the top. I don't think that's a move that's going to get them over the top. I don't think Wentz is going to last in Washington, and that's just me. Says if we don't get money to sign Bobby Wagner, we barely have money to sign all our first-round picks if that's the way they are going. Yeah, I mean, that Big Play Slay restructure was pretty much – we had $23 million, $23 to $24 million. $10.5 million of that is going towards undrafted free agents in the draft. I made a video this morning on like realistically what the Eagles have and the Eagles cap space situation. That's just the truth. It's just the truth right now. You know what I mean? I get it. Like, we don't have if we had an extra 23 million on us on top of that, different story, but you got to be careful right now. Remember, guys, the Philadelphia Eagles, they locked up a lot of players last year, but last year, those new contracts in Jordan Mailata, Vontae Maddox, Dallas Goedert, all those new contracts are going to count for this season because Vontae Maddox would have been a free agent. Dallas Goedert would have been a free agent. Jordan Mailata would have been a free agent. You know what I mean? So if we would have had a lot more cap, but we would have had a lot more holes on this team. So Howie Rosen did a good job in locking up players. I got to say, he did a good job locking up some of those guys. Says, who do you think will go after? Is this it? I don't know because the cap space isn't great right now. So they're waiting for the third wave of free agency where they can get some guys on dirt cheap. Landry is definitely going to be one of those guys. Hopefully they think is going to be cost absolutely nothing at this point. So we'll see. Eugene says, Matthew going to Cowgirls, talk to Parsons for 2 hours during visit. He probably is going there. I don't doubt it. But I don't think Matthew puts them over the top. Defensively, they looked good last year, but choked in the playoffs. So that team is taking a step back. Ross says Dallas just signed Hooker and moving Neal to so that's what I don't get either because Dallas signed Malik Hooker to a 2-year deal. Then I saw Keanu Neal is moving to safety. So and he played linebacker. Ross says Joey from being in New York area. How did you become a Birds fan? So it was like 2011, 2012 because back in the day, like. Even when I went to college, I really wasn't watching football too much. Like I really started watching football really after 2009, like a lot. I think it was just a bet, really. I think it was just really a bet because a lot of my family are Giants fans and around the area, Jets, Giant fans. So I mean, it was just on a bet. I think the Jets played the Eagles one year, and I think I put a big bet down, and the Eagles beat them, and then I don't know, it was like the next day or the next couple days later, I was just started watching the Eagles a lot more. And I was, watching Michael Vick and I was like, oh my God, so I fell in love with them instantly after a few games watching. So really it came off of a bet. So Chris Scott says that Matthew trade was a false report. Yeah, I'm not. Of course it is. Of course. Matt Ryan's getting traded. We got House the Slayer says, go Cowboys. Them boys. Eugene said they better make a move today. I'm about to call Howie now. Slasher says it sucks, but it's the sad truth of it that Wentz contract really hurt us as well. I mean, we ate up the $33 million, so we didn't want to eat up another 40 from Fletcher Cox, hence why we only going to eat up 12 million from that, which is a lot better. Kevon Simmons said, Joey, do you think that Lawrence is not as good as we thought, or is it because Jack sucks? I think it's the roster, dude. I think he is a good quarterback, but it's the roster. It's the roster. Joey said, go take a break. Big Big says Birds have a lot of cards on deck. Eagles MO to always take care of people in the building first, and that's true. That's true. Ryan just went for a 3rd-round pick. Colts trading 3rd-round pick for Falcons Matt Ryan. Wow, 3rd-round pick. That's a good deal. That's a really good trade. On the plus, the Eagles are about to lose the dead money record, so there's that. The Colts now annually 1-year plan at QB is awesome. Also in the NFC going to have. All right, so so obviously they're gonna they'll sign. They're gonna sign Matt Ryan. Obviously 1 more year left on his contract. See what happens. Update: Teddy Bridgewater declined to say whether or not he was told he was coming back to the Dolphins as Tua is the backup. It's really something I'd rather not discuss. Oh boy. Interesting. Matt Ryan now. Jesus. Imagine being a Colts fan right now. You can't even buy a quarterback jersey right now. Colts get Ryan. They win the division. Zachary says Matthew Smith proves a lot about you not knowing football. You think the Eagles would go after DK? I mean, no, but I hope he is. Big Pickett says, I think DK is in play. Dude, I hope so. I really hope so, man. Tech says, why do Eagles keep going to the Cowboys? Their front office is corrupted. I don't know. Because it's America's team. That's why. It's America's team. They are the team of the NFL that you want to play for. That's why they go there. They go there for dreams to die. That's why they go there. Unfortunately, that's why they go there. After that, even after all the speculation, all the crap that happened with what's it called with Randall Gregory, and like he was talking about how toxic the fans are, and I was like, well, he's not wrong. I mean, the Eagle fans are toxic too. I mean, they're as bad. They're as bad. Which I've grown to learn over probably since the Super Bowl. To be honest, it's gotten pretty bad. Wait, Gardy says Howie's moving up to get Pickett. They made Brian Johnson go to his pro day. Yeah, interesting enough, man. Interesting enough. Do you think Landry will get signed today? I don't know. If we're just hearing about it, probably not. I highly doubt it's going to be anything crazy right now. I doubt it, but we'll see. I don't know though. That I don't know. Let's see here. I wouldn't mind Pickett. Jugs need O-line. You guys need Pickett. Hurts is terrible. Jags win the AFC South, huh? Jags coming back to win the division, huh? Be interesting, though. Be interesting. The trade is all but done, says Pat McAfee. What? Now it says the trade is all but done. Oh, but done. Okay. I don't get it. Okay, so it's happening. All right. So I'm like, why would you even tweet that? Just say that you got traded. Why you got to say that for? Trying to give everybody a heart attack. Yeah, so we'll see. Eagles need to re-sign Nelson Aguilar. Digital needs a regular 2nd-round pick for DK. I do it in a heartbeat. If you're not giving up a 1st round for DK, it's a steal. If you give away a 1st-round pick, it's definitely worth it. It's worth it, guys. Trust me. It is way worth it. Not even kidding, bro. Not even kidding. Tiny hands Pickett can't stop fumbling. The people that started that with his tiny hands. Can't play in cold weather. Stuff like that. For tiny hands, Pickett can't stop fumbling. That's so funny, dude. We're at the 2 hour, 38 minute mark right now. 357 strong in the chat. Much love to everybody that's in here still. Just talk. Even nothing's going on with the Eagles. I mean, nothing. We just saw Matt Ryan got traded to the Colts. Jarvis Landry might be coming to the Eagles. Who knows? They're kind of looking into that move. And obviously, Brian Johnson going to Kenny Pickett's pro day. So that's interesting one. If you guys haven't subscribed to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. Don't miss another stream tomorrow. We're going to do day 9 of free agency reaction tomorrow. So definitely check that out. If you guys haven't liked the stream either, please like the stream. We're going to try to get this stream to 300 likes today. Let's try to do that today if we can. Much love to everybody that's donated. Appreciate everybody that's donated and everybody that's checked out some of the memberships too. We got a few new members. Link in the description and in the pinned comment for extra content, draft highlight reactions, miscellaneous videos, and stuff that I can't put on YouTube for copyright purposes. So definitely check all that out. So subscribe, like the stream if you guys have it. Much love to everybody that's in here just chilling, man. Just chilling. Chilling today. There goes Pitt's value. AJ Green would help these young guys. Yeah, AJ Green's another one. He's old, obviously, but AJ Green would be another one that could help this team. But I don't think he'd be expensive either. Tech says, Howie, Joe, you don't seem that high. No, I think what happened in the beginning was but his last 40 time that he ran was a 4.6. I thought his backtrack speed was going to be really bad, but he had a really good combine. I just don't think the Eagles are moving up in the top 10. He's going to be a top 10 pick this year. I don't think they're going for Sauce. I'm not like I say, I like Sauce a lot. I'm just going on realistic terms. I don't think they're going to get him. I don't think they touch cornerback, period. I think they signed a veteran. I think they signed a veteran cornerback this year, and they really increased this pass rush. They got Hassan Reddick. They can move from linebacker to edge rusher, and now they can add another 2 pieces to this defensive line or linebacker, which they got rid of Alex Singleton, so it kind of makes sense on what they're doing. Like, if it was up to me, there's two different ones. I would go defensive end, defensive tackle, or I would go defensive tackle, linebacker. I would really like them to go defensive tackle and linebacker in this draft. I mean, to add a linebacker, Nakobe Dean, and getting Devontae Wyatt or Jordan Davis would make sense to me. You know what I mean? Todd Pearson says, DK Metcalf, Jalen Hurts, McNabb, and Owens. Remo says, I only watched 2 games of Malik Willis, but he happened to be playing really bad in both. Had a bunch of interceptions. He's got the Whopper Jr. hands. Whopper Juniors are small. So it is true. So Kevin says Falcons will probably go after Baker. Resolute Man says sign Jarvis Landry. Philly M says I would say that is a good move for the Colts. Only thing sucks is that them the AFC loaded with talent might not even be might be the 8th best team in the AFC. Might not. Good move. Sarah says Pitts is nowhere near Smith. Y'all get off that horse. Texas Willis to ATL now. That has to happen. Zachary says Slasher Carolina is very interested in Minshew and need a QB, but they don't need a receiver. More Anderson, Smith. Yeah, no, they don't need a receiver. Definitely not. The Panthers don't. They have the 6th overall pick this year. So I don't think, you know what I mean? They have the 6th overall pick. So that they're definitely a good trade-up candidate too. I think they're definitely a big trade-up candidate to get right to Carolina. And the Jets too. The Jets could be a trade-up candidate as well. I think the Jets and Carolina are 2 teams you could trade up with. Umbrella says Umbrella Mania says Roseman worst GM day 8 and only 1 person signed. Well, technically not. They got 4 actually. 4. You got Reddick, you got Greg Ward, you got Boston Scott, and Anthony Harris. So technically it's 4. Technically, in technicality terms, they were free agents, so it's 4 guys. But Matthews says Eagles fans make me want to hate the team. My goodness. Lucio says if Corrales, Howie will take him. Dude, I hope not. I really hope not. I want to stay off of the QB. I want to stay off the QB talk because honestly, I don't think it's going to happen. I really don't. If they want to get Carson Strong in the 3rd round, I'd be fine with it. I'd be fine with it. I'd be totally fine with it. No problem whatsoever. No problem. Tim Wall says they need prepare for when Cox leaves next. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Hargrave will get re-signed. If he has a good year, if he has a really down year, then I don't know what they're going to do. But if they re-sign, if he has a pretty good year, like 8 to 9 sacks, pretty good, and obviously was double teamed since week 5, 6 of the season, and made the main offenses made a priority to attack Fletcher Cox more than Hargrave. So Hargrave being what he is right now, with Fletcher Cox on the way, moving out. I mean, you add just for this year, even if having Cox as a luxury this year on this defensive line, adding Jordan Davis or Wyatt to this defensive line is going to increase. Milton Williams really needs a counterpiece next to him, which would be great. So would probably help Milton Williams out too, to have a really good guy next to him too. So I don't doubt it. Felon says we should sign Badger and Peterson, secure the back. Yeah, I mean, I think those are realistic. Peterson's definitely realistic at a veteran cornerback position. Badger is another one that you kind of have to think about, but we'll see. It looks like he's going to pick between the Colts and the Cowboys. It looks like he might be going to the Cowboys. I don't know. Jordan Davis even is Vince Wilfork, man, was a beast for a long time. Jordan Davis could be probably better, to be honest. Might be better. Who knows? We don't need Jordan Davis. We have Milton Williams. No, that's what I'm saying. They still need to add another piece, bro. You had 2 defensive tackles that potentially could be free agents. I just because Milton Williams here doesn't mean they're not going to add another defensive tackle. Obviously, the Eagles already brought in 2 pre-draft visits going for Jordan Davis and Devontae Wyatt right now. So that's interesting. I'm gonna say, why won't we sign Bobby if we have enough? Like, we need a veteran linebacker. We need a veteran I guess we need a veteran linebacker, but at the same time, we need to get the guy at linebacker. A short-term rental that's going to mentor guys is great, but I think they want to go after an actual linebacker that's going to be here for years to come. It's going to be a nice complementary piece to TJ Edwards. Think about it. They released Alex Singleton, and TJ Edwards has 1 year left on his deal, and that's it. They extended him last year into this year for 1 more year, and that's it. I mean, that's it. Jason Cool says we need Jordan Davis, Cox, and Brandon getting old. Zachary says Southpaw Barbershop. They ain't taking a backup center in the first. Evan says, did we sign anyone? We did not. I like Lloyd over Dean, definitely, but if they got Nakobe Dean, I'd be just as happy. I'd be fine with it. I'd be emotional. I'd be almost with tears in my eyes. I'd be like, they're actually trying to change what we should be. I mean, that's what I would think. You know what I mean? It's crazy though. The Falcons are in agreement to trade Matt Ryan to the Colts. Third round pick fall from Deshaun Watson situation. The Ryan starting over in Indy. Ryan gets a contract adjustment with more guaranteed money. Good for him. Falcons expected to pursue free agent Marcus Mariota. That's another one. Right now. That's another one. Marcus Mariota, huh? Interesting. Let's see here. Let's see. Baker's literally on the path like Wentz, like a bridge journeyman. I don't see Seahawks, Falcons, Saints, or Panthers going that route when they can go after a missing on Watson. Eagles drafting O-line. They're definitely going to draft O-line. I mean, if they went third round to get an offensive line, they're definitely going to draft another one this year. So he says DJ Edwards was underrated, cost effective. Oh, definitely. They got that deal. He got that extension done, that 1 year extension done. So this is the last year for him. You have no Singleton, no Jannard Avery. You have Davion Taylor, TJ Edwards, Patrick Johnson, obviously that's still here. You have Jacoby Stevens, that could be a hybrid safety / linebacker. So you got some pieces there for competition, and Sean Bradley. You have Sean Bradley that's pretty much just a special teamer, but could serve you for a couple games for a few plays or whatnot. He could serve you. Minshew probably won't get traded till after. It's going to be a while till that happens. Probably he might get traded. It might happen. He might get traded until probably after the draft, because their teams are going to be looking to see like what they have on this roster and see what happens. Omen says, "Do you think we need height and speed as for cornerback and safety?" Yeah, I like. I mean, what is it? I mean, Kyle Hamilton's what 6'4", over 220 pounds, and has got really good lateral speed, and it could lay the hit on somebody. Where I think is great. Which I think is fantastic. Natty Banks says trying to acquire T.Y. Hilton, Landry, or Keenan Cole would be solid right now. Text, if Hargrave has down year, sign him to 1-year deal because we know what we can do. Let's see. Gangrene says Matt Ryan to the Colts. Professor Chaos says Bradley was kind of buns. LeBron says, Shakes, you missed it, but I would draft Devontae Wyatt over Jordan Davis because you can move him inside and outside. No, that's another thing that's great with Wyatt. Yeah, that's another great thing too. So I like it. I like it. I keep forgetting you could do that with him as well. Big Ben said they are extending Hargrave, have Milton Williams, and draft Jordan Davis, and you are set at defensive tackle for years. I'm 100% agree with that. Let Fletcher walk. Let him do his thing. You know, second the most oldest tenured Eagle that we've had. I mean, Brandon Graham is definitely the longest drought we've had at, having a player here. But, and plus, Graham is coming off of a Achilles injury. So hopefully he's, going to be better this year and, looks better this year. So, we'll see. Umbrella Man says keep Minshew, trade Hurts. Nabeck says Matt Ryan to the Colts. Yep, he got traded to the Colts. So Jake's so cool. I doubt those top corner will be there at 15. Southpaw says, why is Giants fan in here all angry at life? There's a Matthew Smith, by your logic. Calvin Johnson was the 4th or 5th best receiver in this draft. Professor Chaos says Sean Taylor is so injury prone. He has some upside. Oh, man, 2021, I really hope we keep our 3 first round because we can really change our defense and offense. I know, but you can still change it with you have 2 first rounders plus another second rounder. And if you trade back one of those picks, you can actually get another second rounder for this year if they could try to get one, if they could try to pick one off of a team that wants to trade that will move up for us. You know what I mean? We'll see about that. Going says at some point, I think we'll extend Hargrave or do a restructure. I think so. I don't think Hargrave's going to go anywhere. They'll probably give him like a 3-year deal, maybe a 2-3-year deal, something like that. Matt Smith said Lloyd will fall in a second because he is 25, way too old for most teams. Leron Young says, once again, I would draft White or over Davis because you can move him inside and outside. Remo says, I'd take Lloyd even if he's 25. 7 years of elite linebacker play is cool with me. Jay says, do you think Jonathan Gannon will use Reddick correctly? That's going to be another problem. Even if we get a receiver, will Jalen Hurts be able to get the ball to him, or will Shane Steichen be able to try to placate and try to at least try to get these guys open for Jalen Hurts? Will Jonathan Gannon, and look, Jonathan Gannon's definitely on the hot seat next year. Will definitely be on the hot seat, 100%. So if we're giving him as many players as possible and he still can't get a pass rusher, something is just terribly wrong if that's the case. Kirk says just waiting for one of these years to have Rodgers, Adams do a QB and wide receiver. Maria Sand says draft Davis and he'll be like William Perry, eat himself out of the league in 2 to 3 years. Damn, a lot of people aren't a fan of Jordan Davis either. That was a 25 next draft year. Zachary says Jesse Amanos again knows how to use a linebacker. He had Eric Kendricks, Anthony Barr, and Darius Leonard playing at all Pro Bowl levels. That is true. Plus, he was a cornerback coach. So obviously the cornerback position was pretty good this year, but the corners, people pick on Steven Nelson. I'm sitting here, I'm like, dude, look at our pass rush. You're giving 6 to 8 quarterbacks this year over 80% completion percentage. You're giving way too many of these younger quarterbacks that aren't even good too much respect. And you play that soft zone coverage, and you're just letting tight ends and receivers go off the line and get easy yards. You're not trying to give up the big play, but still. Kind of reminds me of how Jim Schwartz used to do the picket fence defense. I mean, just ridiculous. Clark says Matt Ryan to the Colts for a 3rd round. Any of the Falcons are eating a $40 million cap. That's crazy, dude. That's nuts. Yeah, that's a lot, unfortunately. That's a lot of money. That's more than Carson Wentz. I mean, that's a lot. 40 million. That's a lot. That's why we tried getting out of. That's why we actually tried getting out of the one for. We tried getting out of it for what's it called? Fletcher Cox was a 40 million dead cat. But we went from we dropped it from 40 to 12, and then $18 million does not go towards the cap this year. So Howie Roseman did some good things with that. We only saved $2.1 million this year for that move. So that's pretty much about it. Pretty much about it with that. Malik Willis to the Falcons confirmed. Interesting. Don't rule out Matt Ryan. Yeah, somebody. That's why you don't listen to Elliott Shore-Parks, bro. That's why I don't listen to Elliott Shore-Parks. That's why everybody do not listen to him, because he's most likely, he's a reporter, but he's like a fan. He types like a fan, and it's really annoying. And I don't ever put up any news about what he does, what he says. It just makes no sense. Unfortunately. The NFC is wide open, bro. Exactly, Venom King. And exactly, it is. It's wide open. It's definitely wide open. Definitely wide open. Let's see here. I wonder if Howie's confident in someone like Tay Gowan or Zach McPherson to play opposite. And I'll probably not. I mean, Tay Gowan just got traded here. We don't even know what he's going to do. I'm the Tom Brady of cornerbacks. Like, he's stupid for even saying that, because he's going to get chewed out of this city in a short amount of time. We'll see. I know he came in for a couple games this year at the end of the games, and he got some good deflections this year, but had some good coverage when he got his chance, but it wasn't enough time. And Zach McPherson, his coverage isn't great. He's a good tackler. He's good at getting off blocks. His coverage is just, it's not great. It's not good. Even in red zone, he wasn't good. Red zone defense, he wasn't good. Last preseason, he gave up a couple touchdowns. So he was somewhat of a problem, but I mean, he's more of a project than anything. Reno said SB is absolute worst. I take opposite of what he says to be true. Dude as Embiid was going to be a bust, and that they should take some guys even NBA now. No, Elliott Shore-Parks is probably one of the worst reporting for the Eagles, beat writer wise. He's horrible. He's not true to himself. I don't know. He says some stupid crap every year. He does that. Big Ping said a vet QB like Jimmy G would make Birds to a favorite. Yeah, I'm wondering, because I know the Colts had interest in him. So no one's even going after Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, would you go Jimmy Garoppolo or Marcus Mariota? That's what I think. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Jay says, do you think Ojabo will get drafted at all after this injury? Oh, no, he will. I think he will. He'll be ready. He'll be prepared. You know what I mean? It just depends how he comes off this Achilles injury. That's really it. It's a shame, man. I'm still pissed off about Ojabo. Bryce said, Tay Gowan and Kayvon Wallace both seem to talk too much. Yeah, that's the problem. You know what I mean? Clark says that $40 million going to hurt them this season. They're clearly looking at the 23 draft. Yeah. Tash says Matt Ryan just got traded in Indianapolis Colts. Yeah, we saw that. Yep. I wonder if Jimmy G is going to get moved anywhere. Yeah, definitely. Tony said miss Troy Brown, B-Dog days. Yeah, secondary was great. Talbot says, yeah, Christian Harris is a stud, run a crazy 40. Cyclone says Brian Johnson went to Pickett's Pro Day, probably just doing due diligence. Yeah, most likely. It's all that is. Sean Johnson says, if Ojabo's there at 51, we will take him. Tad says, I just see ESPN Matt Ryan is now an Indianapolis Colt. It is done, guys. Matt to Indy. It is definitely done. Eagles Evans says, Hurts our QB this year. Ojabo will be going early second round. He might be. He might. So there's going to be a team that's not going to expect that he was going to be available, and after this injury, and someone's going to take a big chance on him. Someone's going to take a really big chance on him. So I think that's what's going to happen. I think that's what's going to happen with him. So we'll see. Jeremy Sparks says Jimmy G and Baker designation should be interesting after the Matty Ice trade. Yeah, I don't know. The Seahawks still need a quarterback. You know, the Falcons need a quarterback now, and the Falcons are looking at Marcus. I wouldn't look at Marcus Mariota. I would try to trade for Jimmy G than get Marcus Mariota, even though I think Jimmy G is not great either. But so, yeah, Achilles is different now, especially, you know what I mean? So it depends how the player reacts coming off the injury. He's never had an injury like that his whole career. So that's why we don't have injuries like that. It's how you come off of those injuries and your mindset. And are you going to be the same player after that? You know, affects your movement. You know what I mean? It depends on the position too. When you get an Achilles, you get it as a cornerback, it's even worse because, you know, obviously you're not going to be, you could change your whole movement. 1762 God says, SP is my boy. We went to the Nets together. He isn't the worst. Everyone is wrong and right sometimes, all opinion based, but Eagles need to make a move. Yeah, they definitely need to. But no, his takes are garbage, though. I mean, if you're friends with him, great. But might be a nice guy. I'm not talking about him being a nice guy or a great person, but he puts out some really stupid crap on Twitter. He really does. Over the years, he's always put some stupid crap on there. Taylor says, Southpaw Barbershop, like saying Ridley, Judy, Ruggs, Smith, Waddle had too many good players around them. Man, the Eagles are rebuilding. Our core players are now old. Kelsey, Cox, and Graham. Well, Graham's going to be here for another couple of years. We'll see how he does this year. I mean, I don't even care about sack numbers as long as he's disruptive. And I miss him being on the defensive line. I miss having that leadership voice from him. I miss him I think he really gets the guys excited. You know what I mean? The defensive line excited. And missing him was huge. It was a huge piece missing from this defense, especially this line. Just huge. Philly says Atlanta and Seattle are two QBs nearly teams. 8 and 9 in the draft could help the Eagles trade up for someone. Maybe. Eagles haven't said Falcons, Seahawks, Texans. Maybe there will be take a QB in the first round. But I would love that. If they take as many quarterbacks as you possibly want, because if someone's available, I'm hoping to God that they are available. I swear, I hope they're available. I'm not even kidding, bro. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this draft. It's terrifying, but man, I'm excited about this draft. I'm excited about it. We got a new member to the Shake Squad Army. Dalton Gray just became a YouTube member. Appreciate it. Of the Shake Squad soldiers. Much love, man. You're going to love it here. Like I said, we have extra content for the memberships, draft highlight reactions. We have miscellaneous videos, stuff I can't put on YouTube that have copyright. So definitely check out some of the memberships at any tier. You can pretty much get any tier. I mean, the lowest tier is like $2. It's not much. So definitely check out some of those if you guys have not either. But Dalton Gray, welcome to the Shake Squad Army, bro. Much love, man. Nathaniel Hall says, yeah, Diana Russ said Falcons not interested in Baker. Boy, it's rough in this league. You got to be built tough and produce. Sabo says, yo, Zachary, exactly my point. Judy stinks. Ruggs is in prison, and Waddle is okay. Now Smith is a stud, but you made my point, Zachary. Thanks. Big Pig said, Jabo just started playing ball. If it was a Hudson or a Thibodeau, maybe. 2020 said, your thumbnail got me thinking we signed DK and the pitcher. DK, I don't have DK in my thumbnail. Do I? Oh, that's not DK, bro. That's Bobby Wagner. It's not DK. that's yeah. That's definitely. We got Dalton Gray upgraded from soldier to captain, from Shake Squad soldier to captain. Much love, man. Appreciate it very much, dude. Appreciate it very much, dude. Thank you so much, man. Tony Scarza says, Joe, you should have a poster of Brown in that Jason mask. Of Brown. You should have a poster of Brown. I don't get it. Poster of Brown in that Jason mask? I don't get it. I don't get it. Poster of Brown. Oh, yeah. I'm a big fan of Jason Voorhees. Slash says the Eagles, even with Wentz off the books, have about $34 million dead cap from players not even on the team anymore. That's crazy. Really? That's crazy, bro. Shake still said Pete Carroll and solid Drew Lock is starting quarterback. Leron says draft Devonta White because you can move them inside. I mean Wyatt, you're talking about Devontae Wyatt, because you can move them inside out that we have the type of that pick. Charlie Chan, what's going on, man? He says, what up, brother? How are you been? Keep doing your thing. Appreciate it, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for coming in, man. Tex says, if Stingley falls to 1562, Eagles take a chance. I don't think they're getting corner in the first round. I don't think they're getting corner, period. I really don't. Later rounds, sure, but now I don't think so. Lewis says Matt Ryan is a Colts uniform going to be weird. Yeah, but I think he's going to fit really well over there. Tex says hire Doc Rivers as Eagles GM. So it says it gives me them Georgia players, but get Mechie in the second round. Mechie's an interesting one. He's got really good route running, smooth catching. I mean, his speed is great. I like Mechie a lot. I do like Mechie a lot. Mechie boy. Let's see what else we got here right now. So really nothing else. Really nothing else is going on right now. Falcon training, blah, blah, blah. Pretty notable. Thomas says pretty notable Eagles, even that went off the books, have about 34 million dead cap from players not even on the team anymore. Before that's crazy. That's just crazy though. That's nuts, man. Like that's bad contracts. I mean, Carson Wentz was a different story. But, that was a guy we paid and we made him the franchise quarterback and, too many injuries and obviously his mental state with the Philadelphia Eagles. And obviously all the rumors about him and Darren Sproles, him and Darren Sproles had an altercation during the Super Bowl year and how he was talking to the injured guys that were injured with him and saying, oh, I should have been the guy. And, he was very, very selfish on that run before the Super Bowl even happened. And it's really bad to see that. You know what I mean? Really bad to see that. I don't like that attitude. It really pisses me off, honestly. Zachary says Leon Young, so they should draft another Milton Williams in the first. Let's see. Sean says this has to be one of the slowest overall free agencies in recent. Yeah, I would probably say that. Yeah, I'd probably say probably one of the slowest non-producing free agencies I've ever seen. Carson was selfish, great, poor character guy. Agreed, man. Agreed. Tony says Shelton Brown wore the Jason. Oh, I didn't know that. I did not know that. Lewis says Kyle Pitts down horrendous. Slash the limit cost is sarcasm, little bro. I think it's funny. It's funny. It is funny. Let's see here. We are over. We've been streaming for over 3 hours already. I'm still good though. Leon Young says, yeah, Fletch and Hargrave have one more year. Zachary says, Slasher, I wouldn't mind letting McPherson or Gowan battle for number 2. McPherson wasn't bad last year, was limited in action. And also been working out a lot with Slay. I mean, that's good. If he's working with some of the other guys, that's great. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing. It's a good thing. I have no problem with that. I hope he gets better. Evan Ross says Gardner, Wyatt, Linderbaum, and Ojabo looks like our draft outcome right now. Lewis says Kyle Pitts went from thing getting scary to who my QB. Fem King says who you got? Well, coming out of the AFC now. Man, I don't know, man. Like I really think the Bengals are going to make some noise next year. I really do. I think the Bengals are going to make some noise. I think the Chargers are going to make a lot of noise. I mean, their defense looks really scary right now. The Chargers and Bengals are like two teams I think that are really going to make a lot of noise next year. So, Tyler Gamer says, no, that was true. I used to work with the Philadelphia Eagles doing team security, and he was saying that should have been the guy, no lie. Oh, damn, that's awesome, bro. Really? Damn. Freshcast says it's the Jaguars' fault they messed up their wide receiver market. Yeah, with Christian Kirk, man, getting all that money. Benny Boom says, as an Eagles fan living in Philadelphia all my life, we always had a strong defense. We need to get back to that style that made teams scared to play us. True that, dude. This defense isn't scary right now. Not scary. Jonathan Gannon, and then look, it's not like those Jim Johnson days were the days, man. Like just pin your ears back and attack, which I miss doing. Blue City Empire Sports going on. Breaking news: the New York Giants assign Jihad Ward. Interesting. Yep. Philly. Bill Ames says, "Sup, Joey? Matt Ryan trade to the Colts. Thoughts? I like it. I think it's a good spot for him. I think he's actually going to play well. I think he's actually going to play really well. I mean, it's gonna be a really tough, conference, but I think he's going to play really good, man. Southpaw McPherson struggled a lot in preseason, but he did wake up during the season. I like to see Gowan step up. Yeah, we're gonna see more competition from the corner. There's gonna be good competition from the cornerback room this year. So, yeah, Bengals fixed their O-line free agency. And I think that's what messed up. That really cost them that game. The pressure really costed them that game. It really did. It's unfortunate, but that's why, like, when they took Jamar Chase, man, I was looking for them to pick Penei Sewell in that draft. And I thought that was a big mistake, and it kind of screwed them over in that Super Bowl. I think it screwed them over a little bit. Percast says technically it's getting scary in ATL. Slash says real one, Joey. Love your streams. Hey, Slasher, I appreciate it, man. I'm glad you like the streams, dude. Like, I really don't stream that much. This is the first time I've streamed. Like, I've streamed 8 days straight. 8 days. It's kind of nuts. Southpaw says you can max go outside, maybe McPherson in the slot. MVP 215 said Matt Ryan traded to Colts. New York Giant. Jeffy, what's going on, man? What's going on, Jeffy? What's going on? How you doing, bro? We're doing good, man. Same old. We're just getting by the days. You know what I mean? Every day is a new day. Aaron Williams said fire both coaches on defense and offense. Hired Andy back and get a good defensive coordinator. Defense back. Get Jimmy Johnson. New York Giants. Jeffy Giants says Giants making some underrated moves, bringing in Gronkowski, Fulani, Barrett, and Ward. Oh yeah, no, I mean they're making good moves, man. Like especially the coaching staff, I really do like. You got the ex defensive coordinator from the Baltimore Ravens. You know, the Ball's a really good coach, quarterback friendly. So, I mean, look, see what happens. I think the Giants need to add in a different quarterback to really turn that offense around, but I think they need more offensive line help. I know they signed a guard in free agency. I know they just need a little bit more help, but, you know, Jeffrey said Giants can't do much. They're capped. Yeah, they paid a lot of big contracts, man. Like it's some of these contracts. Adoree Jackson got overpaid. Got way overpaid. You know, Kenny Galladay, a big devastation. I mean, Kenny Galladay's not a number one receiver. Obviously, he's not. I mean, I never thought of Kenny Galladay as number one. But the money for him and just another bad contract right now. Maybe he'll pick it up next year. I don't know, but. Zig the Eagle said, do you think Miles Sanders should get signed? No, not right now. Definitely not. I wouldn't sign him right now. I don't know what they're doing at that. I don't know what they're doing at that position, but I don't know what they're doing at the running back position right now because Howard's on one more year. Howard's got one more year left on his contract. And, like, I'm a huge Jordan Howard fan. Huge. When we made that trade for him back in 2019, I loved it. Miles Sanders and Jordan Howard, I loved it. But you know, they're not, you know, it really pissed me off at the end of the year. Like, you use the running backs that you used to get into the playoffs. Okay. Boston Scott and Jordan Howard really picked it up when Miles Sanders was out for 3 weeks. Then the Tampa Bay game comes, the wild card game, and they, off 3 weeks, Miles Sanders out almost 3 weeks. They put him in, they give him all the carries. They don't put Jordan Howard or Boston Scott in the game until like the third quarter. They don't play Davonte Smith till there was a minute 14 left on the clock. It's ridiculous, bro. It's totally ridiculous. Someone says we all held the Wentz wagon on now for when commands a winner wagon, all park, no beef. Jeffy says the Golly contract killed them. I agree with that. Leron Young says, Joey, if we get Jarvis Landry, we will have to play him in the slot and Quez Watkins to be primarily the X wide receiver. No, I agree. I would put Jarvis on the inside. I wouldn't put him on the outside. They could switch him around if they want, depending on matchups, but I would put Jarvis on the inside. I would definitely put him on the inside, 100%. Riff Ross says, hey, Joey, Jameson Williams would be the steal of the draft. Injury aside, I don't get why he isn't talked about because of the injury. That's why. But I have what's it called? Burks and Jameson Williams are my top two guys as of right now for this draft. Definitely my top two in this draft. 100% top two. Evan Rose says Bradbury for Garoppolo trade. Cycle says Miles is definitely explosive, but he's very injury prone. As of right now, yeah, I don't know. Jeffy says Eagles should get some more secondary help. Also, good vet wide receiver to complement Smith and Goddard. I agree, man. I agree. I think they're going to go. I think they're going to go veteran cornerback this year. I don't think they're drafting one. I think they're going to try to get Jarvis Landry right now, which looks like they're trying to, but they passed on so many receivers going by. Like, DJ Shark went to the Lions for a 1-year, $10 million deal. Like, why? Like, I know he hasn't played good. He had a foot injury last year, but they passed on Allen Robinson. They passed on Juju when they had all this interest last year. They had a contract on the table for him. And then they had interest for him this offseason. Then, like, second day of free agency, the report came out. They're not interested in Juju Smith-Schuster anymore. The Eagles would have had Calvin Ridley. That deal was done, but he got in trouble for the gambling stuff. Calvin Ridley would have been so perfect and rumored to be a third-round pick going to Atlanta for Calvin Ridley, bro. Would have been so good. Shout out Tony Some for the Philadelphia Penn State. We should pick him up also. Southwest, the sauce is nasty. Plays a little upright, very aggressive. He might be like a top 10 corner in a year, so he's probably go up and get. Jesse says, how do you feel about Landry? Do you think he would be a good addition to the Birds? It just depends on cost. If he's going to cost too much on a short-term contract, then I don't know. But I think playing on the inside, he'd be good. I wouldn't mind it. Yeah, Blue Sea Empire Sports says New York Giants also hire Mike Kafka from Kansas City Chiefs as their offensive coordinator. That's a good move for the Giants. Giants have good coaching staff right now. Really good coaching staff. Defensive coordinator, really great. Fred Cass says Howard got seriously designated on one of the late games. Says I see Eagles drafting a running back in the late rounds. I say mid rounds, definitely. Evan says Eagles should trade for AJ Terrell. Atlanta is selling. Yeah, so that's another one the Eagles could go after too. I mean, he's young and obviously just got drafted. So AJ Terrell would be great. And that was, I think, what the deal was for Deshaun Watson was AJ Terrell and multiple first-round picks. That was what the deal was for Atlanta and the Browns when, possibly, Deshaun Watson going to Atlanta. But Victor said, build around Minshew, well succeed, get Hurts out of here. Sabo says, yo, Jeffy, I said that when you guys got Tony from Florida, I think he's a stud. Tony's good, but I don't think he was – Tony's used as like a situational wide receiver. You know what I mean? A situational wide receiver. So I don't know. Tony shouldn't have been a first-round pick. He should have been – I had him in the second round, early second round. I don't think Tony was worth a first-round pick. AJ Terrell, you would trade for AJ Terrell? Yeah, I would. I would do it. Depends how much it's going to cost. You know what I mean? The other colleague said, did the Eagles make any moves yet? No, they have not. Almover is you and Neil falling to 5, and then either Sauce, Garner, or Lloyd at 7. I had you guys getting Kayvon Thibodeau as well, because I know you guys need edge rusher too. So, Joey, what was your reaction when the New York Giants took Brandon Brown from the Eagles to be Giants' new assistant GM? I'm not surprised. The Eagles lost Andrew Berry to the Browns. Like, Andrew Berry is the GM for the Browns right now, and that was Howie's right-hand man in the scouting analytical department. So they've been losing front office guys left and right. Not like they have any, they have last say, over Howie Roseman at the end of the day. So, talk about Tony's electric, but can stay on the field. Still needs to redefine his route running. Yeah, I get it. Like, that's why I think he wasn't a first-round pick in the beginning. Tygon says Zadarius Smith going to Minnesota. Is Zadarius Smith going to Minnesota? Really? Falcons are idiots. I'm not seeing anything else right now. I'm trying to see. Oh my God! Oh, he's heading there for a visit. So he's going to the Minnesota. So what? Are they trying to trade? Oh, well, no. So Darius Smith going to the Vikings for a visit. Okay, we'll see what happens. We'll see. Tad says if Ramsey on free agency, why don't we go for him? I don't think he's gonna be a free agent. Undefined Truth says, what about trading for Tyra Boyd? Give them Dillard and a pick. I mean, they could do that too. I mean, Dillard definitely will have some type of, I think he'll have a little bit of value. People will take a chance on him. He played a couple games pretty good for Jordan Mailata this past year. I was actually shocked. Yeah, I saw that Tony was getting hurt a little bit. Kurt John says if we don't get DK or Landry, we need to go receiver in first. I think if they don't get a receiver in free agency, they're definitely going for a receiver first round. They're going to go get defensive tackle and receiver in the first round, 100%. I mean, I wouldn't even expect to say that we're going to get a receiver in the first round, after the past few years. But GG message Matt Ryan to the Colts. Yo, GG, what's going on, man? What's going on, bro? Hope you're doing good. Giants need a true number one, which they don't have. Galladay, Tony, and Shepard all were two. Yeah, I agree. Big Pig and Waddle is the key to our future for after draft success. Did good last year. Let's see. Evan said also Minnesota was down to get rid of Eric Hendricks, Daniel Hunter, and Adam Thielen. Travis says Davonte Smith only visiting right now. No talks of any contract signing. Yeah, it's just a visit. That's all it is right now. It's just a visit right now. Agreed. All right, so we're hitting 3 hours, 19 minutes. Appreciate everybody joining the stream. We'll go for a little bit more, definitely. Long stream today. Day 8, live reaction of free agency. We're going to have day 9 tomorrow of live reaction of free agency tomorrow. See if the Eagles make any moves for Jarvis Landry or whatnot. Should be exciting. Anything would be exciting at this point. At least something to say. The Eagles are trying to, at least something. I don't care what it is right now. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, 325 in the chat. Guys, haven't subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. The Philadelphia Eagles are very quiet right now. So if you guys have, let's try to get the stream to 300 likes. We got 248 right now. 300 likes for the stream would be awesome. Appreciate everybody just hanging out today. Right? I mean, we're just hanging out. We were hanging out all weekend. We were hanging out today. So if you're whether you're listening to me, whether you're at work or whatever, whatnot, appreciate it. Everybody, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We're very excited about it. So definitely check out some of the videos. Check out the memberships in the pinned comment above as well for obviously extra content, draft highlight reactions. We're doing other things, miscellaneous videos and random stuff that I can't put on YouTube because of copyright. So we'll see. We'll see, man. Should be interesting. Yeah, Matthew, I think is still at Disney, bro. I think he's still there. For what I've seen, I think he's still there. So, yes, sir. Man says Eagles aren't Bobby Wagner or Matthew. The Eagles don't have money. Giant Church said, I don't know if they take Ojabo in the first round, loosely after his Achilles injury. AB to Philly, I'm not. Anything about Antonio Brown, just not interested in at all. Eagles champ, anybody still wants Howie to stay here again? Lied to us, said he was going to be aggressive, sign one guy. Woo. Well, he's trying to be aggressive. I mean, he tried to sign Marcus Williams, bro. We don't have cap space. Champ, I want you to ask me right now, how much cap space do we have? I know the number. I want you to tell me if you know the number, because this is what I ask everybody, because half these people think we have all this cap space and we don't. So, and if you guys want to see how much cap space we have, I made a video on it today. So definitely check that out. This morning, we had a video come out about the cap in general. So we'll see. How much? We don't have plenty of cap space. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? We don't have plenty. We have $24 million. We don't know. We have $24 million. $23 to $24 million. That's it. That's all we have. That's not enough to sign anybody. That's not enough to sign a mid-tier contract. You need $10.5 million to sign your draft class and your undrafted free agent. So how much you have left? What, $14 million? That's it. Miles says, good running back. Seems like the Eagles are down. The Sanders, the Giants fans are somewhat down on Barkley. Okay, so the Eagles have 16, 17 in cap. Still, it's not enough. I don't get it. I don't get where all this cap is coming from. So we have what, 17 million in cap? Still not enough. You can't restructure Rager, dude. He's still on a rookie contract. You're not going to save money with Rager. Period. I'm cool with just Reddick and free agency. I'd rather just build in the draft, and plus we need to get younger anyways. Yeah, I get it. Team Miller, if the Eagles get Landry, will you be satisfied? I mean, at this point, I think one more signing is fine. It's fine with me until they hit like the third wave and they want to sign some like depth or whatever they want to do in free agency that's down to like nothing. Then yeah, Jay Koch says they should trade. They should roll that cap space even over trade one of those first for 2023 ammo. That's what they should do. Everybody that's saying, oh, they get picked 3 guys in the first round, they're not drafting 3 guys in the first round. If we had a quarterback already here, sure. But I think either or, if we had a quarterback or not, they'd still trade back one of those picks because you need at least a second rounder. I mean, if they could try to swindle and get another second rounder for this year, another starter on the field, and they get another first round pick, obviously for 23, you have more ammo next year in case Jalen Hurts doesn't work out. I think that's going to be where we go. No, Marcus, there no veteran quarterbacks are coming here. I mean, they traded a third round pick for him. Plus, they got to do contract situations for him. They have to trade it. They're giving him more guaranteed money so they can create more cap space. Jones James says at least we're going to get a safety or corner in free agency. I think they'll go cornerback in free agency more than safety right now. They obviously signed Anthony Harris back, but I think they're either going to sign Rodney back or they're going to draft a guy this year for the other safety spot. And then obviously Marcus Epps is your third safety. Cornerback, I think they're going to wait till after the draft. They might sign one now. If Steven Nelson doesn't resign, then I could see Xavier Rhodes or Patrick Peterson. Dallas definitely taking a step back. Oh, 100%, dude. I think their offense taking a big step back. Defensively, like they're adding some pieces, but, they lost Randall Gregory, which is a loss. You know what I mean? Like their offense is totally changing now because now CeeDee Lamb is the number one. Michael Gallup got paid a big contract for being hurt twice this season. Ezekiel Elliott's, getting paid $18 million for being a 4-yard rusher now because he's not the same running back anymore. Since I like Tony Pollard a lot better. Their offensive line is totally overrated now. I think they take a huge step back. I think the Cowboys had their chance was last year to get it done. So, Zach, you forgot you had to pay people they extended last. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people don't get that. Like, those contracts haven't gone through yet. $27 million, sure, if that's the case, but you gotta pay at the end of the year all those guys that you locked up last year. That's what no one's thinking about. Everyone's thinking we locked up guys last year, like it's not going to count for this year. It's going to count for this year. That's the truth. Jonas, what's going on? I say, hey, shout out to you, Joey Dreaming 8 days in a row. That's tough work. It's fun though. It's fun. It is tough work every day to stream. You know what I mean? It's a lot of time. It's 3-4 hours every day. So, I streamed Saturday, Sunday. We were hanging out all weekend, like we were just hanging out. The boys hanging out in the off season, just trying to figure out free agency, what's going on. So it's a lot of fun. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fun. I get it. There is something obviously wrong with the way we use our cap. Quarterback, wide receiver, safety, linebacker, running back doing big contracts and one big cornerback contract. Then you got other teams like LA, KC with money just up the wazoo. Howie, yeah, I don't get how the Raiders are spending so much money. Like they're trying to get Stephon Gilmore after getting Davonte Adams, and they're still trying to like after they get Davonte Adams, they put in a bid for. I don't get how these teams do this. I don't get with this cap and what's going on. Like you're telling me you're telling me that all these teams are like keep just going after guys. They have no dead money that they're still paying from guys that have left teams. I mean, I don't get it. It kind of annoys me. I see like the same team is going after multiple guys, like high guys. Like it's just high prospects in free agency. It makes no sense. Who else do you think? Who do you like from this free agency? As of right now, like I like Odell Beckham. I like, what's left. Valdez Scantling, wide receiver from Green Bay. I like him. I like Honey Badger. There's only a few guys I really like that are left. Rawls says, how is an overage GM an accountant as well? And it's scary. That's the scary part about it. Mark said it took ages to get under the cap too. It did. We're under the cap right now. We're not over the cap right now, but dead money is obviously money we're going to have to eat up. So Howie's got to make sure he's good with these contracts because all that number is going to do is keep rising. Chris says I don't think it's ideal to go into the season without a vet wideout. Another rookie isn't cutting it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Davonte Smith even talked with John Clark and said, I wouldn't mind a veteran wide receiver. I think they're trying to go after Jarvis Landry. If not Jarvis Landry, then it's not going to be Odell Beckham. So that's definitely off the table because Odell's not coming back to the East. Okay. Not happening. Until I see like Jarvis Landry's already visiting teams. He hasn't even visited the Eagles yet, which is even he hasn't even visited the Eagles yet. Whether he's going on a visit or not, I don't know, but it's not looking great for him to come here. Big Pickett says that Super Bowl costs money. Venice says, I think that these teams are probably giving their own money to the cap space. New York Giants Jefferson, it's pretty crazy. Between 2006 and 2016, there were 29 QBs taken in the first round. Exactly 0 of them are still with their original team. Yeah, dude, times are changing, bro. It's just times changing. Oh my God, a few weeks away from the draft. April 28th, bro. We're getting ready for it, man. We're getting ready for it. Darius says, Slasher, bro, rookies don't get much signing bonuses. Maddox, Sweat, Malone, Edwards are all really paid and their contracts are cheap in the first year of they're cheap, man. Like those Malata, and you're playing your Isaac Samalo's getting paid good money too. He got an extension a couple years ago. He's getting paid some good money. So Mike says 19 pick will be traded for the second and fourth this year and a first for next year. I hope we get another second round pick this year. We get another second round pick. We can get another starter on the field. You could trade back one of your first. You get another second for this year. You can have 4 guys starting on your football team this year. 4 guys could be starting on your football team this year. I doubt that, Eagles champ. I doubt that. It's not because of Jalen Hurts. I think he just didn't want to come here. Period. That's it. That's not true. That's BS. From also Joey Howie paid himself too much money. No wonder we have 30 million cap players. We all know Drew Pearson will make another strong-winded speech that'll piss Philly 500 off. Zachary says Isaac Samal is only being paid $5 million towards the cap this year. Let me check. Let me check. Oh, I almost knocked that over. That wasn't good. Let me check him. Let me check his over the cap. See what's going on. Let me see here. Let me see here. Yes. What the hell is going on? I just want. There we go. Isaac Samalo. Let's check this out. See, he is on contract. He's on This makes no sense. It says he's on contract till 2025. So his cap number for this year is 7.6, which isn't bad. But when he's not playing, that's even worse. When he's not starting, it's worse too because Jack Driscoll's playing right guard. Dickerson's already at left guard. Dickerson's at left guard now. I'm not moving him to center after Kelsey leaves after this year. Okay, they got to figure out center. He is a cap hit of 3.8 in 23. 2 voided. I think they can get out of the they will be able to get out of the contract by 2023. So 22. Interesting. So if they cut him post June, they'll get 5.6 back, 2 million in dead cap. If they trade him pre-June, it's not going to do anything. If they trade him post-June, it's pretty much the same thing. 5.6 in savings, 2 million dead cap. So they could save $5.6 million just from that move with 2 million in dead. So I don't know. I don't know what they're doing with him. I would try to cross him at right guard to see if he's better than Jack Driscoll. Jack Driscoll is solid. Okay, Jack Driscoll's solid, but I don't think he's the guy at right guard. But he's a nice fill-in, nice depth piece, and he can play right guard and right tackle. If you guys didn't know, in his rookie year, they threw him in the water. They threw him right in the pot first Washington when he got drafted, and he actually played pretty well. He missed on a couple blocks, but he was so raw at that point because he got thrown in the fire because of Lane Johnson getting injured or whatever it was. Dickerson was drafted. Yeah, but He might have been drafted to be the center, but at this point, like they put him at left guard, and they must like him at left guard a lot. He actually jumped in for Brandon Brooks at right guard, didn't play well. Then they started putting him in at left guard. And with next to Mulata, and that was a really good. I really liked that combination a lot. I really liked it a lot. Your thoughts on drafting Amon Gardner? We're going to have to trade up for him, man. How much is going to cost? I don't know. It's going to be a top 10 pick this year. I'd be shocked if he makes that a top 10. Mark said, I hear Java could be out for 6 months, could be playing by September. Still it's too risky of when he's coming back, because then he's going to come back September, and then you have to feel him out to see what he's going to do, and if he's the same player, and if it's all about his rehab, how well his rehab goes. Can he go back to the same player he used to be? Like, those Achilles injuries are tough, man. They're not like ACLs. You come back and you're like, I'm good. It's not like that anymore. We got Colt B with the super chat. Appreciate it very much. Joey, would you take any QB out there over Hurts right now? Probably not. No. I want to keep Hurts for another year and suffer if we have to, because you need to build your roster. Because right now, like, obviously, like, these other quarterbacks that are left aren't going to cost much, but I think the Eagles think that that's their guy right now. I think from what we've heard and what we've seen so far, the Eagles weren't going all in. The Eagles really wanted Russell Wilson. They would have went all in and, like, boom, put a big deal down. They didn't do that. And they're not stupid. They know they're not getting. They know what teams are bidding. They have an insider of behind the scenes of what this team is bidding, and can they overtake that bid? It's just not the same, man. It's not the same. I think they stick with him. Saints are re-signing Winston. Saints are signing Winston to a 2-year deal with the best value, $28 million, including $21 million guaranteed. Source telling me in rap sheet. So after missing out on Deshaun Watson with New Orleans, turns to an old friend at QB. Interesting. Interesting. It's a good move for them. So he's played with them before. So I mean, other than that, I mean, there's really nothing going on. Eagles going after Jarvis Landry. If that's the case, that's it. I mean, that's all that's going on, I guess, for what's going on right now. We are on 3 hours, 36 minutes in the chat. Much love to everybody on this stream that's been joining and just hanging out with me today. It's been a really good day today. I think with what the Eagles are trying to do is get a veteran receiver. If not, then I don't know. I think they go first round this draft. We'll see. 327 in the chat. Much love for everybody that's in here. If you guys are new to the channel, love Eagles content. I cover it every single day, all year round. So definitely check out some of the content. Subscribe to the channel. If you're new, you won't regret it. Guys, haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. Let's get the stream to 300 likes. We're at 270 right now. 270. 270. Much love to everybody. Join, subscribe, like the stream. Much love to everybody. Oh, boy. Interesting. All right. Well, we gave it a shot. Let's see here. Samuel could play center. Samal could play center and put him at left guard and move Dickerson to right guard. Hona says the Falcons are taking a large dead cap in NFL history after trading Matt Ryan to the Colts. Yeah, $40 million. That's nuts. We would have almost taken that too. Breaking news: quarterback Jameis Winston staying with the New Orleans Saints. Colton Robinson, my boy Joey. What's good, man? Dude, what's going on? Where you been, man? Where you been, bro? Colin B with the super chat. Do you think that guys don't come here because of Howie? Depending if it's coaches, probably. If it's players, it could be because of Hurts. It could be because of anything, really. I think players would likely want to join this defense more than this offense, and our defense actually has more holes. So, Yeah, I don't know. Not everybody, definitely not. Like Howie, if it's players, no, probably not. If it's coaches, I can agree with. Ramal says culturally struggling with QB spots since Luke Fiasco. So you can lock them at 12 wins. And for what's pretty notable that the Eagles, even with Wentz off the books, have about 34 million dead cap from players not even on the team anymore. Fourth most. That's dude, that's nuts. That's crazy. That's why if Fletcher Cox, they didn't do that thing, they didn't cut him and then redo his whole deal, that would have been an extra $40 million. That would have been like over $70 million in dead cap. I mean, that's crazy. That's insane, bro. That's just insane. Yo, Malik, what's going on, bro? How you doing, man? That's just Zachary. Tyler McLean is not started. The season starts when training camp starts. Where you're actually saying right now. Work and sleep, dude. I get it, man. I get it, bro. Work and sleep. That's how it is. That's how it is now. So, all right, guys. Well, I think we're going to end right here. It's been I had a good time today. We're going to have a couple videos out today, definitely. So definitely check them out probably by mid-afternoon to like early night. We'll have some videos out. So definitely check those out if you guys haven't. Jarvis Landry's probably the main target right now. So hopefully by tomorrow, maybe tonight, if anything breaks, I'll be on stream. Anything breaks today, if anything happens, I'll be back. If anything happens, obviously I'll be on call. So we'll be back with anything. Jeffy, appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for joining today, dude. Especially as a Giants fan, why not? Appreciate it, bro. Like I said, guys, you guys haven't subscribed. Subscribe to the channel if you guys have not. Much love to everybody that joined the chat today. Very excited about free agency, and we're going on the 9th day tomorrow, so we're going 9 days on streaming so far. So subscribe to the channel, check out some of the content, check the pinned comment for memberships, all that stuff. If you guys haven't liked the stream, please like the stream. We're at 283 likes. Let's try to get to 300. Much love to everybody that did join the stream today. I had a really good time, guys. It's always a good time with everybody. You know what I mean? So we'll be back tomorrow. Most likely. We'll be ready to go. And that's it. I think we're ready to go and get out of here. So, all right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day. Enjoy yourselves. And I'll be on. I will. Yeah. By the way, the Philly Shakedown, it is infamous. Says the infamous. Sorry. The Philly Shakedown podcast will be tonight. So it'll be on Philly 500's channel. So it'll be nice to how he can host a stream for once. So I could just relax, sit in the background and, answer whatever questions he's got about obviously free agency and what's, this pretty much less productive free agency we've had in a while. So, all right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one tomorrow. And like I said, anything breaks, I'll be back. Subscribe to the channel, like the stream before you leave. 300 likes. Let's try to get it there. And that's it. All right, guys, you guys have a fantastic day. And I'll see you guys later. Shakes going up, follow, slide. Peace out, guys.